and you know what, got like a fourth member, and you met them in the classroom, and it's a really small owl person.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how small?
Like
Small.
3.5 feet.
Can I put you in my book bag?
Not that small.
That's like 2 feet.
Oh, well, never mind then.
For somebody to fit in your book bag, it would be the size of tiny, or smaller.
Yeah. She qualifies.
Okay.
The owlin qualifies as small.
Gotcha. Well,
And so we last left off after you realized, hey, some shit was going wrong, and you had a frog race, and some of you got money out of it, and some of you did not win the race, and then some of you tried talking down the frogs, and some of you tried killing the frogs, and you ended up being able to get out of the trouble that way.
I was about
And
to
eating
say,
the frogs.
we didn't try. We did both of those.
No, not eating the frogs, getting eaten by the frogs.
And then they ate the frogs. Or at least the one that
like
died.
the ones in Harry Potter.
These weren't chocolate.
We can make them chocolate. Just a little dipping sauce in a hot pot.
That doesn't make something chocolate just because you dip them in it.
Well, okay, Saws, then you tell that to the fucking strawberries that are made of chocolate. The chocolate strawberries. You know those things?
That's marketing, not reality.
It's the notion of what it is: chocolate and strawberries.
Yeah, because otherwise the
They remove the
chocolate-covered
end.
crickets I've eaten would be chocolate crickets, but they're not.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Gosh, you and your damn work.
How dare I have standards? You're right. So this is the point where we get on to the concept of what do you want to do for academics, and if you wanted to role play out some concept for one of your other classes other than magical physiologies, then it would be who do you share a class with, or who also has that class, and then if you all want to do it as a group activity, then it would take up all of your concept for all of you for what you want to do for academics. So that's what I would want to have you all confirm with if you want to do it together or not. So we can start with Matt. What do you want to do for academics?
Well, since I heard that one person at least has it, we could do the basic magical auras.
Everyone has it.
Cool. We could combine it if everybody wishes to do so.
That's if everyone else agrees, then yes.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
If
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm okay. I can do it.
Huzzah.
Today isn't a testing day for basic magical auras. It is more of a you are all given an assignment today for it. I would consider it that you, like some college courses, you only go to each class like once a week kind of thing. So your current assignment is before the next time you come to this class. So you got about a week. You have to bring a spell scroll with you.
Mm.
You have to present it to the class. Explain what it does and what magic it would give off if this spell was cast and someone had like to magic or something like that. What kind of magic it would give off?
So we're supposed to go make them? How dare they?
I didn't say make. I said bring.
Yeah, so we could go buy it, or just have.
As long as you have it by the next class, you pass this task.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's one of those things like it's like you spend about a third of the normal class time having it explained to you, but it is not explicitly told to you that you have to obtain it one way or another. Just that you have to bring it in and you have to present it yourself.
Okay.
And you can't all share one scroll. Like all four of us have one scroll. We're all gonna like take turns, and it's gonna be the same thing. It's like no, that doesn't count. But
By the way, did we get a long rest?
yes, you did. You're at full health.
Okay.
And so it's one of those things where it's like you're normally about like say you had like an hour and a half in this class. Normally they only gone over the task for like a half hour, and then it was like, okay, get a spell scroll, bring it and present it and explain it a little bit and break kind of thing. And so this class actually left out a lot earlier than normal.
Mm-hmm.
how would the four of you like to go about trying to get a spell scroll for each of you?
Well, making spell scrolls is very expensive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I actually found something on Reddit for that, for the requirement of it, and I liked it, so I'm going to use it temporarily. And part of that is to create a spell scroll, you have to be proficient with Arcana.
Crazy.
okay.
I am.
Oh man, if only we had people proficient in that skill.
I know, but
that's
this
wild.
module doesn't require any one particular class to play it, kind of thing. You could play a fighter or a monk or whatever, and still be able to play this campaign.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then I'm gonna say that it would only require, because of the magical energy, just ambient magical energy around the campus, and the capability of getting the resources and material components you would get, because it's like sometimes it says you have to spend that much money to burn through materials because you have to figure out how to do it, but you have lots of magical resources at your fingertips in this fucking magic school. So I'm gonna say making any given spell scroll is half cost.
I forget what the
Well, that's
normal
neat.
price is anyway.
Well, it just made sense to me. And
Yeah.
it's like, why would it be full price if that was the reasoning behind it being the price, but you're at a special place to be all about magic?
So how much does it cost normally again? I forget.
depends what tier you want to make.
Well, probably either first or cantrip, but I doubt if we want to make
Well, I
a
think
cantrip.
can we only make the ones we know
Yes.
or something like that?
Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
you would have to have it to make a scroll. I would say that you have to have the spell currently prepared. If you're a wizard, druid, cleric that prepare spells, then you have to have it currently
Mhm.
prepared at this point in time to make a spell scroll of that exact spell.
Uh-huh. So,
Uh,
can we just can I like make a roll or something to remember if there was anywhere special to buy this kind of stuff? Or like
raw
maybe
intelligence,
like oh,
it's memory.
Bajora has an idea of what kind of spell scroll he would like to make. Unfortunately, he only has 9 gold.
You think it's possible from that roll that you might be able to get it at the student store? Because if they had potentially magical items, they might have spell scrolls as well.
oh my god,
That'd be at the biblioplex.
crazy. Okay.
But for this task, since you're probably going different places anyway, I'm just gonna keep it on here on the main campus map.
No, that's yeah.
Would I know if 9 gold is enough to make a cantrip spell scroll? Because I don't think it is.
Give me
but-
Arcana for that.
Arcana. Bip.
It could happen
Hmm.
based on your viewpoint for how low of a roll you got. I mean, you're not entirely dissuaded.
Well, I need to get the materials for writing a spell scroll.
Well, I guess it would be pertinent to do like, oh hey, what is the cost of making a cantrip into a spell scroll? Can I make an Arcana check to see how much exactly it should cost? Roughly.
Is that something we would learn though in class?
It'd be a material you could refer to, so I would say history.
History.
I can help with that. I know history.
No.
Let me see. It would be about to do a cantrip scroll. It'd be about 13 gold.
Hmm.
So I
That
shall
is
do as
preposterous.
such.
Oh, you have the money and the means, huh?
I do. I got a cantrip. I don't remember.
How the hell do you
what's
have
all
that much money? We're poor.
Yes. We got gold. We got gold from jobs, didn't we?
Did we?
Did we?
You would
thought
get
we did.
5 gold. You would get 5 gold at the beginning of every. I would consider it the beginning of every adventure, which would have happened at the Fire Jolt Cafe.
Okay, because I was like, I thought we did, but I was like, I can't remember
Oh,
now.
because
So
if that's the
then-
case, I have 14 gold.
Yeah,
instead
so
of
it's up to
So then
you.
will we
It's
get
up to you if you
5
want to get
today?
it by some other means, or you want to burn most of your gold to try to do it manually on your own accord, kind of thing.
Well, I guess we
And
No,
can
I'm
then-
gonna
double
try
check,
it
too.
myself.
Okay. And I would have you make a roll during the process, and if you get low enough, I'm gonna have something weird happen to your spell. So enjoy that.
You said it was 13 gold, right?
Correct. And that's why I'm
All right.
asking. That's
Laura
because
has
it's like
1
you're,
gold.
yeah, exactly, because you're burning through most of your resources trying to do it yourself, kind of thing. And since it would sell some of it, would you end up going to the biblioplex for supplies?
Yeah.
Me?
Any of you?
Yeah, that would make sense. Yes.
Wait, is that
Yeah.
where that thing is that I could
The,
buy the
the
stuff?
student store, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
If you would all decide as a group to go there, you before entering the student store, you realize you're drawn back to the Oracle, in that little the snarl. It's one of those things where it's not even a whisper, just like an unintended, like when you're having a conversation with someone and you just keep on walking with them and you don't even know where you're going, but you're like, how the hell do we get here? Huh. It's that kind of thing that happened. And you're all standing around the snarl again before realizing, oh shit, wait a minute. But before you can't even get mad about it because it's the whole pacification concept about it, because it's really soothing to be around it. It's not like an addictive feeling, but it's definitely a whole pacification field going on. But you can feel in your bond that you kind of your group bond has basically had your new owl friend join into it.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, neat. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm part of the team now.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
And so the group bond should activate for all 4 of you, being telepathic and whatnot. If you want to try that during the test, we'll see how that goes, won't we?
Well, the teacher
and
didn't
only-
react when we used it in class, so.
As I said, you'll see how it goes. So only after you realize, like, wait a minute, someone joined the fold, kind of concept. Do you realize, like, wait a minute, we came here for a reason, right? Oh yeah, squirrels. Oh yeah. You realize that concept, and you can backtrack to the student store. And obviously, you have to, if you're trying for a very particular cantrip, you're trying to make a spell scroll 4. Oh yeah. By the way, for a 12 history check, you would realize that making a spell scroll for its cantrip without any alterations or this small level of material and research into it, all the cantrips would act like you are level 1. So you can't just be like, yeah, it's a cantrip, but I'm a player level this, so it should be more powerful, right? It's like no. That unless you made the scroll with more powerful effects added to it, it will act as if you're a level 1 character when you activate that scroll. Which might make no difference whatsoever if it's like, hey, I'm going to scroll spare the dying, and it's like, that checks out, that's fine, doesn't matter. Because that level at that point, or something like that. So it'll depend on all of you for what scrolls you want to make, or if you don't want to make a scroll, you don't have the money, how will you get the scroll in the first place, kind of thing.
You mess up the scroll of spare the dying, it turns into the scroll of dying.
That sounds cool.
It sounds dangerous, but okay.
Dangerous, but cool.
So you would have to tell obviously tell the merchant there, like the person who's at the biblioplex doing store, basically, like, some of the ingredients are a little more rare than others, and there's a bunch behind the counter kind of thing, like you see like smokes and playing cards and stuff behind the like cashiers and stuff. So you'd have to explain to them what spell scroll you're trying to make.
Do they sell spell scrolls directly?
Yes.
What's their price?
Depends what spell it is.
What is their cheapest one?
Oh. Do they have a scroll of light?
she would show you where the stuff is, Voss. And it would just cost you the flat 13. It's not like one of those 13 gold and 3 copper. No, just flat 13. For an ample amount of tries and attempts and stuff. And so if you can get lucky during the process for making the scroll, then you will be able to have a minor amount of leftover materials, let's say. If you wanted to make
I
another
was
scroll in the
actually
future.
considering doing a light scroll, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna try one of my other cantrips. If possible, I would actually like to take the time to take a 20 on that check. Like, spend as much time as feasibly possible dedicated to scribing this scroll.
That would forego your extracurriculars if you're planning to spend that much time on it.
I need to have it done for the next lesson.
Yeah, the next it's like, hey, we're meeting on Thursday. By the time of next Thursday, it's like when you find time in your schedule that you have free time, you want to work on this, and that's your priority, and that's allowable. I just want to realize there is opportunity cost.
Crazy.
Nah, because I really want to join the chess club. I'm going to be a nerd.
That's fine too.
Nerd.
You ask for a light and say flat 15 gold.
Oh. Oh my god.
Part of the price is convenience. You're not doing
Should
a
I
single
go ahead
huge
and
upgrade.
should I go ahead and roll the Arcana to make it?
Yeah, roll straight Arcana, no bonuses or anything. Just see how well you do on your progress or in process of making the scroll.
Bajora turned into
I'd
a
say
cat.
that's decent.
You rolled high enough. I will allow your mage hand for this one spell scroll. I will allow your mage hand to be invisible when you cast it.
Neat.
However, because you make it so refined, only you are the only one allowed to cast this spell, even if other people in the party can use the same spell or cantrip, hypothetically.
Cool beans.
Is anyone else trying to buy a scroll or make a scroll of their own? What are you all going to do?
What is the cheapest scroll there that they offer?
15.
It would be.
It starts at 15 for cantrips level.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't know for certain.
Yeah. If you're wondering why, you can always try rolling or asking or something like that.
Are there other students also here at the Bibliopex?
There are some
in the same
studying,
activity?
some hanging out in the cafe area, in the seating area near the student store. Because if you recall, near the student store is like a little cafe place across the hall of it, and it's where some people go for snacks and stuff between studying and stuff. So if you're having a break from studying, that's where you go. And there's like a handful of seating area between the front entrance and those. So there are other people here. Just for your purposes, a lot of nobodies that blend in with their nothing faces. But it's not like you're alone in the whole entire biblioplex. That'll basically never be a thing.
Well, I wasn't sure too if there were other students looking to also buy scrolls as well, or they were people who also had our class.
Oh yeah, the occasional person. Some people
the
might
reason
have
why
that.
I wasn't
Go
sure
ahead.
too is how long does it take to make your own scroll? Because you mentioned if Boss wanted to do it all day.
I would say that it wouldn't be all day. It'd be sacrificing a time other than just today, because I wouldn't necessarily have to qualify your club meeting on the exact same day as this one exact class kind of thing. Because I haven't like pinned down the exact schedule for you if you took this exact class kind of thing. I'm not that strict about it, but I wanted to make sure there was opportunity cost of some kind. But yeah, I would say if you wanted to do it and you didn't want to guarantee any guaranteed high enough so you don't have to roll at that point in time, because he wanted to make sure he didn't have to roll, it was just perfect. That's what he was going for.
Yeah.
then I would say that you the same offer. If you would forego your extracurricular opportunities, then you can guarantee a 20 on the roll for and bypass the roll entirely because that's how much time, effort, and research you put into making your scroll properly.
I was looking for. I'll tell you my real goal. It's all like if it costs 13 gold to buy the materials and it costs 15 gold for the rate for buying a pre-made one. There's a room for a middle market at 14 gold where you can sell your own homemade ones to people and be all like, and you still scrape a little money off the top and get people the scrolls they need.
You know, there is a club for Strixhaven future entrepreneurs. She didn't want to go to that one.
I didn't, but it's all but I wasn't sure how much time it takes. Do I have time to make multiple scrolls?
If you do a good roll, it would take one afternoon.
And so it doesn't. That would be per. So I'd be giving up, I could do one for free, but then every additional one I'd be giving up like a club or a job.
Yeah. And to guarantee because any given roll is not necessarily guaranteed to be a great roll in the first place. Voss wanted to guarantee a great number, so that's why I said that was the cost, because he wanted to forego rolling entirely. Would your character come up with that kind of scheming plan, or is that you as a player?
Well, because of like the betting aspect of it, and for the since I have more money than everybody else because I won the frog bet.
That is true. With every market, there is a sub-market, right?
And that's what I wasn't sure too. If people would be interested in saving money from 14 versus the 15 for buying it pre-made, if there are other lazy students.
Give me a perception check if you see anyone around that you think you might notice from class, kind of thing. As if it's like, oh, hey, I've seen them come out of the class after we went in, or I've seen them come into the class when we were leaving, kind of thing. So you see a number of people who have not gotten a scroll yet being annoyed at the prices. Give me an insight check to see how likely you think your idea would pan out. Seems legit. You could probably get away with it.
And to me, this is a gambling opportunity. One of the things too is I could make shitty scrolls.
It is. You really can. But the reality is, they won't know that. If you're selling to lazy people who aren't going to care about it, and if you just claim it's a scroll of something or other, and all they need is a very generic scroll, because you don't know necessarily what class they are. And so if it's something like you give them a cleric cantrip and they're not a cleric who can't cast that's not going to help them. Like if you can't give a thaumaturgy scroll to a wizard, they're not going to be able to do shit with that.
So can I tell, in my perception roll, what class it was of the person I perceived?
No, it was a number of different classes, a variety of them. Some of them aren't even magical in nature, but it technically wasn't I need to use it per se, but they need to know enough about it. But that's what I'm saying though. If you thought they would use it, it's possible without roll of insight. It's possible you could talk your way into charging enough or more than the store does if you can talk your way into selling them up on it. Like, hey, it's a better version of what they have, so it's gonna be worth more. You know what I mean, man? Okay, yeah, okay, pay me more.
I don't have any skills in persuasion, so I'm not. I was just going to go for that middle
lean toward deception, depending on how you did it.
I don't have any skill in that either.
That wasn't my fault.
So I was just going for that middle market of getting 1 gold profit off of selling one.
And that's only one.
Oh yeah. When I make these, when you make spell scrolls, do you make more than one at a time?
No, but it'll be 13 gold per material amount.
So that's the main thing. And the main thing too is, even though I don't have any jobs, 1 gold for an afternoon spent isn't really worth a club anyways. So probably isn't worth. It's just the idea. I wanted to.
And you're not going to get kicked out of your clubs just because you missed one session, okay? I mean, you missed one meeting. Yeah.
Assuming I'm not good at deception or persuasion.
That's for upselling it, not for making the sale in the first place.
I know, but it's one of those for the if I want to make more than, because right now for the middle ground, if I buy it at 13, sell it for 14, it's only 1 gold profit. Where if I did have a job, I'd be making 5 gold in the afternoon. So making 1 gold for a whole afternoon wasted doesn't
Well,
really
I
seem
want
that
you to
logical
realize
either.
the 5 gold happens at the adventure concept because it goes academic, extracurricular, then adventure. Thinking that it's basically around a week because you get through all of your classes and your club activities and your job, and then you get to do this at the end of the week as a extra thing kind of concept. And so that's why I have you get paid then.
No, but you said if I were to make more than 1 scroll, it would take up the slot.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Is not. I just wanted to think about it. I'm gonna back out now. I'll still spend my 13 gold to buy a spell scroll.
Matt, how are you going to have a scroll?
I will make it, so I will spend the 13 to do that.
Which one are you going to make?
I'm gonna do Shocking Grasp.
Roll Arcana for me.
Oh man, that's a surprise.
It's quite shocking, I know.
Y'all aren't even dads yet. Shut up.
No, but I'm an uncle, so I'm a dad by association.
Same
You
here.
did a good job while making the scroll. So when it deals damage, you can choose to have it be lightning or thunder damage.
Ooh.
Neat.
And what score was Nadalia going to make?
Just that probably is the most useful out of the cantrips that I have. I probably would go with Spare the Dying.
Keep in mind that it would be very. I'm not giving like you don't need to roll for this, but you immediately realize that it's a cantrip to you, so it would cost you nothing in the first place. So no one else can use that scroll but you.
Oh, so it's not even worth it.
You realize that would be the factor in it. If you would try making a scroll to let someone else use after you used it for class, then it would be like, well, no one else can use it. They're not a cleric. If that was your goal, I just want to make sure you're aware of that factor.
But I think it's true for like quite a few of my spells. Like, there might be some that
Well, if you do
Some
thaumaturgy,
overlap,
I can
like
do it.
like light thaumaturgy, guidance. Some can be overlapped, depending on what you want to make. If you want to make Spare the Dying, I'm not going to stop you. I just wanted you to be aware of that factor if that was your goal. If that's not your goal and you don't care, by all means, make it. I just want to confirm your intended cantrip before you roll.
all right, I'll do guidance instead.
Okay, Arcana check to see how well you make the scroll. You make it. It is a guidance cantrip scroll. Sarasha, how are you going to get a scroll?
Okay, look, I've been thinking.
That's
Let's go to the
dangerous,
Lost
but
and Found.
continue.
We're gonna go to the Lost and Found.
Before you do, give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
That's dexterity.
That's dexterity, and you burned a nat 20. Enjoy.
Oh my god.
I said intelligence, didn't I?
Can we just take 2 off of that?
No. Roll intelligence. You remember that your new owl friend got more than enough money when she won her bet during the frog race.
Yeah, okay, but hear me out. It's
That's
hard for her
dangerous,
to
but go
trust
on.
people right away, right? Because like they could be murderers for all she knows. Like, so she's not gonna rely on them for something such as this right away. She just a couple days here at the school isn't gonna change her.
Well, did you want to do an insight check to see how trustworthy they seem to be thus far?
No amount of one insight is gonna change her mind. That's the thing.
Wow.
Because you never know, people can change. They could think like she could look at them right now and be like, "Oh wow, you look pretty trustworthy," but then like tonight they could stab her in the back.
Or I thought too, you'd since you saw me win all that money, that you'd be trying to deceive me.
Oh no, she's not that kind of.
Well, you already said you had to steal and you had to do what you had to do to survive, and then you're like, "Well, I can't trust them." But are you gonna ask them for money? Are you gonna try stealing from them? Like, no, but I can't trust them. But I'm not the person who does anything to survive. I'm just the person who doesn't steal for some reason.
listen, then she'd be in debt to them if she did ask for money. So like she'd rather
Not
like
if you
find
convince me
her
it's
own way.
my own idea or something.
Well, that's a last resort. So let's go
What
to the
is
lost
your
and found.
first resort?
The lost and found. Just trust me.
Give me a history check.
Okay.
You have no idea where it is.
It's a good thing
Okay.
there are guides
Let's go
in
to
that
the
place.
library.
If you were with everyone else when they were getting their stuff, let's just say you're all there.
Oh, at the library already?
Biblioplex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they borrow? Do they let you borrow spell scrolls? Like
No.
books? Oh.
Spell scrolls are one-time use things. What are you talking about? Borrow.
They're
I don't know.
consumable.
Hey, Denver, there's things
What?
here to let us ask them questions about places on campus.
Oh my god. That's true.
What do
And
you
we
think those
literally
little
went
round
past
kiosk
that the
desk
first
things
day.
were?
Oh my
Man,
god,
that's
I
fucking
forgot
wild.
about that. Yeah, so I think she'd go over to that because
Like
she
to
learned what that
basically
was
info help
already.
people?
Yeah, exactly. So she's gonna go over there and ask.
Hey Google,
where the
tell me
hell-
the thing. My name's
Exactly.
Jeff.
Or no, hey Siri. I feel like they're more of a Siri kind of thing. And she'd ask where the lost and found is.
So you would walk up to them and you would literally just say, "What's lost and found?" Like, how would you go about it?
Yep. Yeah, she would just say, "Where's the lost and found?"
They would ask you to specify of what you were looking for a lost and found because they're different categories.
Oh my god. The place where people go to retrieve things that they may have lost that other people returned to a specific place for lost things to be found.
She looks at you with a deadpan expression because this is like a teacher, but you can tell like from the outfit she's wearing, she's not like of any particular of the 5 colleges kind of thing. She's like just on the faculty, and she looks at you with a deadpan expression as if with the unspoken question of, "Do you think I'm stupid?" She specifies in a very monotone voice about what you lost. There are different lost and found sections depending on what you lost.
I lost the spell scroll.
Deception.
Okay.
You're straight up lying to a faculty member. Yeah, it's deception.
Oh my god. Can this be something other than this? Oh my god! I'm not a charisma based. Oh my
You're the
god!
one who just lied to faculty. It's deception.
Fuck me! I don't know why I thought.
Have
Oh
fun.
god! Oh my god! No! That's worse than a that one.
I'm gonna say with that,
That is a
one,
natural one.
your delivery was so bad that she asks you to leave the premises and think about what you've done. She like does the whole entire point behind you at the front door kind of thing too, and waits for you to turn around.
To be fair, it wasn't a nat one.
But it
I
was
didn't say
a
nat one. I said,
natural.
but I still said.
Oh
it was a
no
one.
no no! I'm saying it to her. It could have been worse. It could have been a nat one.
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot worse
Fucking numbers.
if you rolled on that one. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I got
You chose to go a charisma based route of doing something when you aren't charisma based.
I don't know why
What do you
I
want
did
from
that.
me?
I thought I at least took fucking proficiency in deception, and then I gotta do. Hold on. Oh my god, I gotta. Okay.
You would have to
All
come
right,
back
so
at another time because the other 3 people in your party are making their own scrolls.
yes, yeah, okay, all right. So I need to walk around the campus a very long time. Okay,
Why?
and while walking, she wants to take note of all the spell scrolls she sees.
Roll me a D100.
Okay.
You see no spell scrolls.
Oh my god.
People aren't just going to leave spell scrolls out and about. That's the kind of shit you
Okay.
keep on you for use.
Okay.
I thought you meant like on the person, like nothing's got sticking out of their bag or out of their robe.
Not with that roll, no.
Damn. Does she know anybody?
You know, for people who, 3 people who
Uh,
can make their own spell scrolls because they already started doing that.
It's crazy. But she's stubborn, you know?
So I would tell you that the other people like from your job or your club or whatever, but the reality is you probably trust them as little as you trust your new owl friend. So
Yeah.
it's up to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, look. Okay, all right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm gonna try one more thing. Okay. The Quandrix of the nerds, right?
If you want to get technical, any of the 5 colleges people could have be nerds in there.
Okay, but she's gonna go to the Quandrix area. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm okay with this. By all means, go to you're able to go to the Quandrix campus.
Okay, are there any are there any shady looking people over there?
No, but on your way toward the campus, you do notice a pretty tall, a pretty what was it, a hunched over minotaur passing you by holding a stack of books.
Oh my god. He's holding a stack of books. And
Well,
he looks nerdy, right?
he's passing you by. It's like you're getting on the campus. Your goal is to get on that Quandrix campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
he's just passing you by. He doesn't have any scrolls on him.
You know what? Hold on. She's gonna stop him and
Oh,
say,
I wonder why.
yeah. No, because listen, hear me out. Because he looks nerdy, right? And that's what she came to Quandrix was for the nerds. And there, lo and behold, a nerd walks right past her.
A minotaur, someone at this school holding books, period, isn't necessarily nerdy. I want you to know that. It's basically everyone but you does that.
He has a terrible posture. Therefore,
yeah, nerds would have better posture.
Well, anyway, she'll stop him and say, "Hey, hey there."
You actually spook him doing that, and he
Oh,
and like the pile of books jumps up a little, but doesn't actually fall over. Like,
oh, that's good.
Hello there. Yeah, he stops
Hey.
and goes over to face you, moving the pile of books to the side, and so you can see his face.
Cool. Do you you happen to know where I could get a spell scroll to borrow?
He looks at you really confused and doesn't know how to answer. You can see him being kind of antsy about it.
It could be any spell scroll. I just need to borrow one for a class presentation, and then I can give it back. I just
Don't you use spell scrolls?
Okay, but hear me out. The teacher never said we had to use it. He just said we had to talk about it. So therefore, I just need to borrow a spell scroll.
Persuasion.
You finally got. Oh my god, that's not persuasion. That's perception. You got. That's all. I think I need to go.
Hey, that's 2 times better than what you did last time.
He is confused about your whole concept, and he doesn't trust you that you're using it just to borrow, because he doesn't have, from his experience of knowing what he knows about spell scrolls. He I'll let you know as a player, because there's no way in hell you're going to find out now as a character. But he doesn't have the same timing of a class, and that's actually where he's headed to right now, to his turn at having that class.
Okay, but before he leaves,
but the thing is, he doesn't know about your whole shtick that you're telling the truth, so he doesn't trust you. So he's on his way to leave. If you want to stop him right now, you can.
Okay. She'll say, what's that one word? You know how when you hold on. You know when you go to rent a car and you give them your keys or your credit card or something? Like she wants to do that. What's that word? Not like collateral, but
it kind of is.
It's kind of collateral or deposit.
Oh yeah, a deposit. She'll give him something to hold on to ensure that she will return any spell scroll that he gives back to her. You know. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He looks at you still warily and tells you he can bring you somewhere where you can find a spell scroll. Do you follow?
She'll ask where that is.
Perception check.
Perception. Okay. Hey, I'm actually good at those. Great.
This is, by the way, you asking him, and the only way you could have asked him is if you started to follow him at least a little bit because he started walking.
Right.
Because he wanted to get to class. And he was going to lead you toward the biblioplex because you should be able to buy one there.
God fucking damn it.
If you didn't roll a good enough perception roll, you wouldn't be able to hear that because he's kind of talking into the books because you gotta like set him off because of your shitty persuasion.
Okay, well, she'll say that's okay, and tell him that she appreciates that he attempted to help her, but she's gonna go and think some more.
He stops it for a sec. He gives you kind of a side eye and like you can see the big pile of books, and he literally just puts it all into one hand and carries it, and that's how much raw strength he has. And then he gives like a small bow with his other hand and his like his right hand and leg while he's holding it with his left hand, kind of thing. And then he leaves.
Okay. All right. I need to do more thinking.
Would I have seen the original interaction with the clerk there?
With the what?
I didn't know what else to call them. The one that she asked in the first place about lost and found.
Perception. You wouldn't have heard it word for word, but you would have been able to find out that you would have seen your sister go up to one of the informant kind of kiosk things, and she you don't know what she said, but it's not really surprising by this point that she said something to upset someone, and she got basically sent out of the biblioplex at least temporarily for how rude she was. That's the vibe you got from it, from what you could hear. But by this point in time, you're not exactly surprised by that kind of reaction from people, because even though she has to help taking care of you, it's not like she's the friendliest to people in general.
Mm-hmm. I guess then I will walk up and ask what exactly she said or did.
You need to give me a persuasion because she's currently wary of anyone who looks similar to the person who just offended her a lot.
That makes sense. Why do I have to roll low on that one? Come on.
Please, it was the one.
She saw that she noticed that you were doing work for researching how because she's not a moron. She's aware of what you were doing for like the materials you had on hand and stuff, and so she would say, but she very politely suggests that you continue your research in your dorm. Which is like the nicest way you're ever going to get told to just get the fuck out.
Yeah, lovely.
At least for now. You're not like banned or anything, but you're kind of annoying her.
There's multiple kiosks, right? And I should have at least tried with
possibly gone to a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3.
But yeah.
Hey, you said you went to the same one, okay?
Well, I did want to ask directly what was said because it was like, what did you do?
She pissed off someone, and you look basically really, really similar to her, obviously the same race and whatnot, and that's why you need persuasion to get any legit info that wasn't even going to be the runaround. But with that level roll, I'm sorry, you got to go to.
Fair.
It's okay.
By the time you end up collecting your materials and actually leave the front doors, you don't know where your sister went.
Mm-hmm. I guess then I shall go back to my dorm and do that. Finish it off.
I mean, in the end, you end up making a pretty solid scroll, so.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna just give up on this whole task and basically take an F for the assignment?
No, Saws, are you insane?
Well, at least wait a day, because.
She gasped, potentially an epiphany. What's going on?
I have an idea.
That's dangerous, but go on.
I mean, like, she's very good at sleight of hand, right?
Which is why I was wondering why you didn't steal from someone.
Well, because she's not stupid. Okay, this place is clearly booby trapped everywhere.
Not everywhere,
Anyways,
but okay.
so why not just like make a fake spell scroll and just start yapping about it in the class? That's perfect idea. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I'll let you try.
Okay, so what do I need? Like some old paper or something?
You would
And
need
some
you can do it on regular parchment. It's not like
okay, well,
fancy
we need
special parchment.
parchment.
Yeah, well, it's not like special parchment you need to get kind of thing. It's like this
Oh,
is only used for spell scrolls kind of parchment. It's like no, it's just parchment you put arcane sigils on and shit to be able to make the spell
okay.
to infuse the magic and
And
stuff.
because she's very okay with history, right? Like if she had a book, she's okay with a book. So I think she's gonna get a book from the library. Okay, maybe not the library. She's banned from there.
Temporarily, anyway. Don't consider yourself that way from like multiple sessions or anything.
Okay, well
A
she's
day.
gonna go to her classroom, and then she's gonna get a book on making spell scrolls and whatnot from the classroom because they just did a bunch of like like lessons on it, so it's got to be there, right? Anyway, she'll use that to make a reference for the fake spell scroll and like copying all the sigils and shit.
Give me a history check with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, a 7.
Nope, you rolled 6 first.
Oh, damn.
Don't worry, it wasn't much worse.
Yeah.
These are the sigils are really hard to get just right because of all the intricate little shapes and turns and squiggles them and stuff.
Okay, you know what? She's gonna still go for it.
But you don't
But
you don't the reality is how well you're doing in that regard. You don't. This is how well you did, not how well you realize you did.
oh.
So give me an intelligence check to see if you realize how bad you're doing.
Oh my god.
You're doing great. This is going to turn out amazing. You might
Okay.
even get a new job as a forger.
I should have just fucking stole at this point. It's okay. It's all good. Okay. Well,
Is this a forgery ultimate skill you can have?
There is a forger's kit. Yeah, there is a forgery kit. It's the legit proficiency you can get.
you think that she would have it, but I didn't go that way.
So with those rolls, you think that you have a perfect replica that you copied over for being a scroll for the cantrip, uh, Ray of Frost.
Wonderful. It's foolproof.
That's what that. Yeah, you are complete. That is your current presumption of your work well done. Obviously.
Okay. Well then.
So for the
No
sake
more.
for the sake of having this all in one time slot, as far as the actual playing sessions goes, I'm just gonna have you go to your. I'm just gonna have you turn it in and do this in one go.
Oh.
So you don't have to stretch it out for like another 4 weeks or whatever to figure because you're gonna forget about this. So it's in same sequence. Matt, you can basically you have to go in front of the class and talk about what the scroll you brought is about the spell.
I brought a scroll of shocking grasp. It shocks the person so much that they can't really react in time to certain things.
You see some people nod and like, and I'm like, yes, of course. And you see some other people nod and was like, that's it. And obviously, if you want to try perceiving anyone else or intuiting anything, you can always do that.
It should be fine.
Okay. Then would be Nadalia. What can you tell the class about your scroll?
My spell scroll is the scroll cantrip of guidance. It's a divination cantrip. It enhances the target and adds
Keep in mind,
ability.
I would say like
I realize
flavor.
I'm trying to flavor and not particularly read it. It's that it it aids a targeted ally in their ability to perform tasks.
You get a similar response for the class as your party member did. Okay, Pajora.
So he does speak up a little bit when talking about it, but because he's still soft spoken, it's almost like he's not really orating to the class about
Oh,
how
sorry, I
his
didn't.
mage can.
You would all end up having to take turns going up to where the teacher normally is, like like some kind of raised area or like a podium type area, and there isn't a mic there, but there is a spell on the podium like stage area where you do orate naturally, regardless of how loud you speak.
But he talks about how he made a simple mage hand to help people, but then through some minor experimentation, he was able to make the hand completely invisible.
Like the other party members, you can do an insight or perception roll to see if you want to know anything about people's reactions or not. If you don't care, that's fine too.
Sure, why
It's what to you as your character. Like, would they care about how people reacted to them and your presentation?
You said insight?
Insight or perception, based on how you want to see. Like, do you see anything in particular, or positive to very positive results because people seem impressed about how you're able to alter the spell and improve upon it.
Neat.
But you couldn't get any specific impressions from anyone in particular.
That's fair.
And then it comes to Sarasha.
Hi. So, wait. What am I doing?
You're explaining about the spell you got.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she'll
You're in
go
front
up,
of the class. You with your scroll.
Mhm.
You're in front of the class, and you have to tell people about the spell you have the scroll for.
Okay, so she's like pretty confident. She's like, okay, this is a ray of frost. It is an evocation type of spell with verbal and somatic components and yada 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 yappy yappy yap, and it makes it cold everywhere. Um and yeah.
Deception disadvantage.
And oh, okay. Oh. Oh.
You could just ask someone for help, and you didn't.
God damn it. What's the point of having proficiency in these other skills?
It's the way you chose about doing it. It's when you went about it. You ended up leaning into just talking with people in the end, and you chose
I
not to
don't
be
know
good
why
at
I did that.
charisma.
It's fine. I've learned my lesson. She's a stealing class.
You are needing to stay after class with a personal discussion with the teacher.
Wait, hold on. Isn't this like the second time that this has happened?
Not to Sarasha.
I could have swore someone told her to stay behind.
This is the first time that this has happened in this class.
Okay.
The magical physiologies, yes.
You're not making friends with a lot of teachers here. You might maybe because you care about gossip and not doing assignments properly, weird stuff, right?
Ugh.
Anyway, the three of you who have a legitimate spell scroll, you are among those in class who are then told you now must pass around your spell scrolls, and then you're basically getting a random spell scroll from someone else in class.
Okay.
I need the three of you to roll a d20.
It sucks for the person that's gonna get Bajora's spell because nobody else can cast it.
They don't know that yet.
To be fair, does Pajora know that?
But you were told
Oh.
as part of the assignment to trade off your scroll. And I'm guessing
If I
you
tell the teacher, would they make me do it anyway?
they would let you be exempt because if it wasn't going to work for anyone else, then there's no point to have anyone else get it. So you don't get a scroll extra either. You just keep your own.
Yeah. Which I'm perfectly fine with. So I did not actually swap scrolls with anybody.
Okay. I will need the other two of you to roll a D100 percentile die.
Don't worry, Sarasha. I didn't get to exchange scrolls with anybody else either.
Suki, you get a scroll of Searing Smite.
I can't use that.
I didn't say you could.
At least it's just a class incompatibility. Mine's incompatible with anyone but me, regardless of class.
Yup.
For Nadalia, she gets a scroll of what's it?
Mine just doesn't exist.
Well, you don't get to trade.
It's fine. Your frog ate your homework.
Ray of Enfeeblement. So yeah, Searing Smite for Suki and Rave of Enfeeblement for Nadalia. And when you get these higher level than cantrip kind of spells, you realize that some people in class were trying to do higher level spells to try to impress the teacher for the assignment.
Piss asses.
Yeah, and you went the opposite route. I know.
After class, could I go to the place where we bought the materials and sell that scroll to them? I can't use it, and I believe nobody else could.
What is it? Oh, the Searing Smite.
I don't think Rangers get it.
No, I don't think any of us do, man.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't think anybody can, so might as well.
Oh wait, I just googled it. Ranger optional.
No,
What
you do
does that
have
mean?
optional spells. So.
I'd allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it optional though?
Possibly subclass.
Tasha's.
Oh.
Tasha's
Yeah,
added
Tasha's added a lot.
spells.
Yeah,
Ah.
Tasha's added a lot of spells to different classes and subclasses to get.
So whenever it
Gotcha.
says optional, it is based off of Tasha's.
Huh.
Most of the time. So yeah, you can try going to the Biblioplex and seeing if they would sell it. Seeing if they would buy it. They would. They would offer you 3 gold for it.
Only 3 gold?
Highway
It's a
robbery.
spell scroll.
Dang.
If you want more, you'd have to give a persuasion check. Are you determined to sell it, or would you check with any of your party to see if they can use it in the first place, or are you just assuming as a character that Suki would just try to sell it immediately?
I would think he would probably want to try to recoup some of the lost cost on the spell, the beginning spell anyway.
So their offer is 3 gold. Were you trying to get more?
At least do 15, since this is not a cantrip. It makes sense you'd buy it for a cantrip.
Persuasion.
Price. $9 gold. I shall hold on to it then.
Do we know, were we aware of who we got our scrolls from?
No. It was one of those things where you might as well just pick a name out of a hat for who you got your scroll from. It was like a lot of mixing around and crap. It was, but there were a couple of people who didn't interact with it at all, and two of your group was actually among those who didn't interact with the mixing it up at all. Because Pajora just made it so awesome that no one could use it but him, and Sarasha has other issues. Were you going to try to get rid of your scroll as well, or what?
I just saw that Suki didn't get any good money off of it, and so I'm
Well, it
saying the
depends.
same
If you
thing.
were going to go with him to try to sell your scroll, you would have found that out. If you would have kept it, unless you want to try selling it yourself, your character would have no way of knowing you would get a shitty deal for it.
Do I know any wizards or warlocks?
I know you know.
Pajora's a wizard.
I can just give it to Pajora.
New friend
You give
gift.
it to Pajora? Okay, well, sure.
There you go. I guess.
Ray of Enfeeblement.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ray of Scroll. Okay. I don't have that spell on my spell list right now, but it is part of the wizard's lexicon, so I can theoretically cast that.
Yeah, you would definitely know what it is a lot quicker than she would, because when you're given each scroll, during the passing process, a minor description of the scroll itself was given to you, where it's like, if you have like natural, divine, or arcane predilections, you should be able to know what the scroll is and what it does, and if and be able to make use of it. If not, then this is what the spell actually is, and what this is what's supposed to do. And you get like a small description kind of thing. So even if you can't normally use a spell yourself, you would know at least what it is.
Well,
That's how it's able. Yeah.
Well, with that information, wouldn't we know whose scroll it is because everyone had to make a description of the spell?
No, you had to orate a description.
Well,
not write one down. As I said, it was added in during the passing process. It was not done by the students themselves. And so yeah, so that's how a cleric was able to realize it was a ray of enfeeblement in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Would the three of you just stick around to wait for Sarasha being after class, or just go about your own business after for the rest of the day?
As long as it doesn't conflict with any of my extracurriculars, like my club or my job, I would stay.
Well, I did say
She
I was
is,
go check
after all, family to my best friend.
Dang, y'all are best friends now? The fuck?
It was
according
already
to the backstory, we were best
I
friends
know, but I
before
thought y'all
coming
were
to
just
the
like
academy.
friends. Oh, okay. It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Never mind.
one-time Hammond asked you for help, because the kind of stuff that Pajori wanted to study in the chaotic magic inside of Suki, you would need more than one time of saying, "Hey, sup."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, I got you.
sup?
And then I did say I was going to Biblioplex to see if I could sell it, so that would be at that time where she'd be staying after.
Oh yeah, if you would just immediately ditch your sister to be like, "Oh my god, yeah, whatever, she's in trouble. That's not new. I need to make some money back."
At least try to.
So your brother dished you immediately.
Well, I would come back
Yeah,
afterwards.
I'd probably
if
go
she's
to
still
the
there.
Bibliopex to study some more, assuming there's no clubs going on right now.
You'd have time.
Yes, I'm going to keep reading ahead in that class book.
Oh, you can do it on any class book. I'll let you. Like any of your classes, you can try reading ahead. It's fine. So yeah, Sarasha stays back, and only Pajora is even remotely around to hear what is being said, let alone waiting for until after her haranguing.
Her what?
Haranguing? It's a word. Anyway, you get asked by the teacher when literally everyone else is out of the classroom, And as soon as everyone else is out of the classroom, if you're waiting out, since I would say you're waiting outside the classroom, Pajora, and as soon as the last person other than the two of them leave, the door isn't closed right now. But for whatever reason, as soon as the last person leaves the room, other than them, you get like this weird like sound filter. Like it becomes a lot harder to hear what they're saying.
Oh, I was just waiting to be polite. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop.
Well, just because you weren't trying to eavesdrop doesn't mean you wouldn't unintentionally hear what they're saying.
So is that to say you want me to roll a perception check?
If you want to make a purposeful, effort to hear something, yes. If you don't mind one way or another, you don't have to roll.
Fair enough. Pajora will abide their privacy.
So it's just you and the teacher, and he looks at you very sternly and asks what exactly you are hoping to achieve with your little deception there, your ruse.
You know, I wouldn't have to do what I had to do today if you didn't make an assignment that was so inaccessible to us poor people.
Persuasion.
Why? Why that
Because
persuasion?
if you said it very confidently and very indignantly, and if you do well enough on your roll, this is all you'll have to say to get out of it.
Oh God, I don't want to click on that, man. The last like 3 times I did it.
Do it.
Okay, you know what? Okay.
Do it.
Sauce!
Maybe don't be bad at persuasion.
He completely sidesteps your argument and dismisses it with a simple remark of the fact that if it doesn't matter, money, being rich or poor doesn't matter. It's about your efforts and about how well you can do with what you're given.
Did I not give effort today? I tried so hard to just be, at least a little bit like my peers. I have limited materials. It's not fair. It really isn't.
Deception disadvantage.
Oh,
You
at
said you
least it's
tried
not.
really hard when you're during your presentation. You said, and whatever and whatever.
Yeah, ten's not bad.
It's not bad. It wasn't good. It's not good enough to alone to get you out of your whole entire mess, but it's not bad. He eyes you, still not trusting what everything you're saying because he realized it was a complete shit show still. During class. And he basically mentions that despite how badly you embarrass yourself in front of the whole entire class, he will maintain higher expectations of you going forward, and you should try meeting those as well, or you might not like the alternative.
Well, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to be able to succeed in this class or any class if you keep
Insight.
on. Oh, okay.
You're able to read between the lines. He's basically letting you off with a warning, but he's saying don't fuck up again, and we're making a regular thing.
Well, she's trying to make him not make expensive projects a regular thing.
That's why you're talking back now, because I want you to realize your Kitra's talking back. Do you want to let her finish talking back? Because okay,
Yes.
okay, so that's what you're trying to go with. Don't make expensive things a regular thing.
Don't make expensive projects a regular thing.
Persuasion.
Oh my God! I keep
You're
falling into
literally
that.
telling someone to change their curriculum by your whim.
Okay. All right. Oh my God! Oh my God! What a wonderful number.
He said he will
It'd
take
be
it.
funny if you not wand.
It would have. He said he'll take. He said something along the lines of that. He'll take it into consideration for for future projects, but that you could still should consider yourself lucky. And he dismisses you.
Okay. She doesn't say anything else, and she leaves.
You can insight one more time if you want to know what he was thinking, or try to get a vibe off him. If you don't want to,
Sure.
that's fine too. With that, he comes off as standoffish with that with an 11.
Mm.
But it's not really
She does
surprising to
not
you.
like this teacher. Which class is this? I'm marking that down. She does not like that teacher.
Basic magical auras.
Okay. Does
So-
not like her teacher.
You got caught gossiping during the magical physiology one too. I'm not sure I'm not sure that teacher's your favorite either.
Okay, well that teacher didn't make a fucking. Never mind. So, anyways, I think she's just gonna stick to stealing everything now. That will work out better. So,
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
yes, indeed. Put your gold away, everybody. No, I'm joking. I'm not being. No, no. Or am I?
And this is where you would leave, and you would find Pajora waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, yes, you would be fresh about you just got out of there. You're feeling a little triumphant because you were able to tell him off, but at the very end, he's still got like one. He still got the last word in and being stuck up about it.
Yep.
And so that's the kind of mood your character's in as you find out Pajora's the only, for whatever reason, Pajora's the only one waiting for you outside.
What kind of race is Pajora again?
Loxodon, elephant.
If you look at the bottom.
Oh
you
my
can see an
god.
elephant.
Okay. Oh.
You're
yeah.
two snakes, an owl, and an elephant. What do you want?
I'm a big boy.
Do elephants have any predators?
Why would that matter right now?
Not really.
Are you trying to fuck with them? Like, what's going on?
No, no. I was just thinking because we have the two snakes and an owl, and I was like, oh, we should get a predator of the elephant. And I was like, we probably should just get a human at that point because I don't think they have any like natural. Anyways,
Humans are the biggest one.
sorry.
Elephants are scared of
Idiot.
But
mice.
either way, Bajora would stop studying the book he's reading when he notices you're there and is like, oh, I guess you're finally done. I decided to wait for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It seems that the others had more pressing matters.
I think so. I think your brother went to the Biblioplex. That is where you said you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
She'll say, that's cool. I think I'll avoid that place for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what to do now, to be honest with you. I'm kind of pissed. That teacher, he's an asshole.
That was a rather expensive first assignment. I'm just glad I did well
Exactly.
on it.
Yeah, Pajora, as far as you're concerned, you got like the highest marks possible on the assignment. There were like, as far as you're concerned, as far as you could tell, none of your other classmates or the teacher himself had any issue whatsoever with how you did.
The only problem I have with it is it cost me all but 1 gold.
Oh,
I,
jeez.
I asked how you all wanted to go about having a scroll. Technically speaking, you all could have mugged another group of kids and stole all their scrolls.
Yeah, but
I
Bajora's not
did look
a
down.
confrontational person. He wouldn't do that.
I know I said technically speaking. I didn't say realistically speaking. Because it's like one of those like would you force a character switch on you, like a personality switch on your character, or would you end up trying like one option or another until you ran out of good options, or what? Like most of you chose to basically burn a lot of your gold resource, which was an option, but Sarasha chose not to actually ask anyone for help.
I I'm trying to stay in character, okay? Stop trying to backseat drive Sriracha. Jeez.
Saucy.
Well, she is Sriracha.
She did say it that way. That's why I said it. Yeah, she did say it.
Well, because it's supposed to be Sriracha, but like we just kind of fell into Sriracha. So
I say Sriracha. I try to say Sriracha properly, but okay. But if you went there at some point to Nadalia, you would realize it's extremely hard to get a good price if you wanted to resell your scroll, just like Suki found out.
I just gave it to Pajora though.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. He got like a free scroll for probably like it pays to have an owl friend. They give you free stuff. Go you.
Huzzah.
Pajora,
Mm-hmm.
did you end up going up anywhere?
Did he end up what?
Going anywhere?
No, I waited here for you.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll probably just like stay with you, I guess. Unless you go to the biblioplex, she's not coming with you there. But
The next time I would be going to the biblioplex is for my job. Where's
okay.
is the dragon chest stuff in the biblioplex too?
Sometimes they get one of the classrooms there when it's not in use.
Hmm.
Not like an everyday kind of, not like an every set, not like an every meetup kind of thing. Sometimes on the occasion they'll have an outdoor one if it's really nice weather on one of the campuses. Where they just have where you see like park chests, like tables set out and stuff. Sometimes they'll have like a setup like that.
Hmm.
That'll and when they do that, it'll mostly be in the on the Quandrix campus.
Crazy.
It's not always on there though. Like if you really want to roll for how often it is, I can tell you, but whatever. But for the Dragon Chest does not meet on this exact day.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's why you definitely did have enough time to just stay and wait for her, even though like the owl and your friend Suki ended up just booking it the fuck out of there after the class ended. I would need a perception check from Sarasha.
Okay.
You're used to stealing, so I'm going to say you have a bit of experience with noticing if there's something in your pack as far as like minor weight shifting kind of is concerned. You notice that someone slipped something into your pack without you noticing before.
Oh. Not, they succeeded on a fucking DC 17 stealth check?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Alright, well, she'll look in there. What's in there?
You find a real scroll of Ray of Frost.
The fuck?
Well, how did
It's
you
like,
know
how about
that?
you actually try a real one?
This is what a real one looks like.
A note attached to it says something to that effect. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
If you want to think of, if you can give me an insight roll, if you want to think about try to figure out who would have given you this.
Sure.
You're not sure, but they were probably a jackass, so fuck them.
Ah, it's a free spell scroll. They're the ones. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can I Arcana this thing? Make sure it's not cursed or something.
Sure. As far as you can tell, it's just a regular scroll of Ray of Frost, and it has not been tampered with in any malicious way.
Okay, perfect. Well, she will add that to her. Well, it's already in her book bag, but she will put that in there, and that's great. They're the ones who are out of 15 gold, not me.
I mean, you don't even have the ability.
As a
to
ranger,
cast it.
as a ranger, you can't use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, right.
Unless
Okay, well
you
then-
level up again, and then you take like druidic fighter or whatever, druidic warrior as their as a fighting style. You can't get any cantrips ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, right, right. Well, then she'll just sell it. I mean, like that's still positive to her. You know, somebody tried to be mean and she benefited from it. So
And yes, Pajora, you would realize, you would easily see that she was holding a scroll of Ray of Frost, and the thought occurs to you about why she had to lie about having one if she had one.
I will not make a comment on it.
Does that mean you will head to the Biblioplex too to try to sell it?
Well, she'll steer clear from there. I remember her saying.
Oh yeah, you said you want, but that's where they would buy it.
it's a fuck. Oh my god. She'll give it to Pajora and ask him to sell it for her.
As soon as she gives you the scroll, Pajora, you realize that it's a spell that you can use anyway. Why do you have to sell it? You can use it. Hypothetically speaking, it is a possibility.
That is true. However,
Or will you go forward with your, pseudo friend request and try selling it yourself?
I'll try and sell it for her since she asked me to.
Okay.
Oh, so nice of you.
Yeah, you two, by all means, go walk to the Biblioplex, and Pajora enters while you, loiter outside like a degenerate. And you go up to the student store, and if you try selling the Ray of Frost, they'll offer you 3 gold for it.
Damn. Forgot about that too.
I will let her. I will.
Would you be like one of those? One moment.
Actually, yes, I would be one of those. Give me just a second. Let me confer with my associate kind of
clerk,
thing.
The clerk shrugs at you indifferently, not really caring one way or another. If you or they're not like really hoping you'll sell it kind of thing. So whatever, they'll let you go without
Mhm.
us.
I mean, it is only a cantrip,
Yeah.
but I do want to let her know what they are offering before I actually attempt to.
Would you
before I
accept a
attempt to
3 gold
sell it.
offer, Sarasha?
Would she know the value of spell scrolls? That's
You
a
did
History.
question I don't know.
You
History.
legit asked earlier. So
I
you
know, but
kinda
she was
know.
it was a reference material, so that's why I'm not getting. I don't know. It seems kind of a good deal.
Yeah, but it's 3 gold. She makes.
That you
she
didn't
makes.
have.
I know, but like she makes 5 every time she works, and I feel like okay. If you think about it, think about it this way. Think about it this way. If she has to work almost
For-
an
You
entire
have to work.
day.
No, you have to work a week to get the 5 gold. I want you to realize that.
Oh my god,
Around there.
she has to work a week to get 1 spell scroll. That's not adding up in her brain because she knows that she could get a beer with like less than a week's worth, and that. Hold on.
Does Sarasha genuinely equate a spell scroll quality to a single drink?
Give me a second. I gotta Google something real quick.
It's almost like spells. Are
Okay, and this look.
As long as you don't conflate player character knowledge.
No, because she'd know how much a dagger costs. It costs 2 fucking gold. And if a spell scroll costs 3, then that's not adding up. That's not adding up because she knows that.
It's able to do double the damage than a dagger does.
I know, but like in her brain, it's like it should be worth more than that. It's magic. It's
Would
magic
you tell
on
Pajor
paper.
to go ask for a higher price or something? Like
She
how would
would.
it go?
She would. She would say that she's not gonna sell a spell scroll for the price of a dagger and a half. No, thank you.
That's not telling him to go get more money.
yeah.
Yeah, how much are you shooting for?
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't really know how much she can get.
Well,
so
she's indignant without a cause. Got it.
Yep. She doesn't really know how much she can get, so she knows she can get more, just not how much she can get.
So would she actually ask Pajor to go resell it or try to get a better price? Or would she just settle with not selling it at all because it was a crappy price in the first place?
She would just say that this is honestly too much thinking and is not worth it. So she'll just say that you can have it, Pajora, if you'd like.
This is your fucking scroll day, dude!
Oh wait, is this your third scroll?
Yeah, this is his third scroll he gets for the day.
Because I still have mine because I couldn't trade it because only I can use it, and then Nadalia.
Yep.
Nadalia gave me her scroll, and now you've given me yours. The only one who didn't give me one was Suki, and even if he did, his is the one I couldn't use.
Well,
I'm not saying don't give it to me. I'm just saying this will be number 3.
I mean, it's not like she can use it, and bartering is not her forte, so she'll give it to you.
Fair enough.
Before she rolls in that one and truly gets banned.
All right. Well, he thanks her for that. He's going to go into the biblioplex again to see if he can still try and get a better deal, because...
How would you go about it talking to the clerk trying to get more money out of it?
I can do a package deal almost.
I considered that, but I don't want to sell the other 2 scrolls, mostly because one of them I can't do, and the other one was a gift from a new friend. Because the only reason he still wants to try and sell it a little bit is because she asked him to, and she just said 3 wasn't enough, so I could keep it if I wanted. But I still want to try and get her something for it, because she asked initially. So I guess I would try and persuade to go up a little bit if possible. Like, please, maybe?
Persuasion.
Don't worry, guys. I have a good bonus to this.
Oh, great. Sriracha's not rubbing off on you. That's wonderful.
Well, unlike Sriracha, I don't have a -1. So there's that.
They offer 9.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. That seems much better. That's like 3 times the price.
Man,
yeah, 4.5 daggers. It's crazy.
You can measure the world in more than just how many daggers you can buy.
That's debatable. But to be fair, the good old American will measure anything with anything except for metric.
Yeah, I've seen enough news about that already.
I will take the 9 gold and really quick run back out to Sriracha and hand her the 9 gold.
What's your reaction upon him giving you the gold?
She's like, "What's this? What's this for?"
Well, you asked me to sell your scroll, so I did.
This is after you gave up and said he could just have it.
Yeah, yeah, but I gave it to you, so it's only fair that you keep the money, or yeah, at least split it with me. But
well, okay. So I'll pocket 4 and hand you the other 5.
Oh, okay. She's cool with that. Thank you.
Math ain't math.
Ta-da.
Not on what you said, but what the prices are for a cantrip, spell scroll, and a normal, actual leveled spell.
Don't worry, I mathly.
I know, but you weren't necessarily there.
I know. As a player, I'm like, why is it the exact same number, even though they are 2 different types of spell scrolls?
Well, he did a really good job with his persuasion, and no one else has, except for her, one nat 20 to get out of being scolded. Finally,
I got 2 less than him. 2. It's not that bad.
you were trying to get it was very obvious you were trying to get a lot of it or as much as possible or a ton of it. Not just, he just wanted it to be raised at all. It was a different goal for the persuasion.
And he asked nicely.
Yeah.
That matters. He said please.
Wait a minute. How many golds
I
did
didn't
he
just
take?
say please. I said pretty please.
It was like, I'm sure it was very hard to make it upturned eyes from a Loxodon, but I'm sure you pulled it off. What'd you say, Denver?
Oh, I said, how much gold did Jorah take?
4.
4 of the 9. So you got 5. I got 4.
Gotcha.
So see, you got 5 more gold today. Net positive, right?
It's almost like you worked it.
Or who knows? It could have been her plan the entire time.
Or if that was your plan the entire time, you could have just taken the money that he offered.
Oh God! I accidentally clicked out a Roll20, and now it's not letting me back in.
Wah, wah.
I was wondering if that was on purpose or if it just is being dumb and just looks like you're not there.
Yeah, it's just like a white screen. I don't know why. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so that counts as your academics for basic magical auras being role played out. Lovely.
We did it.
That was your only. By the way, that's the only class you all have besides magical physiologies.
Well, it's a good thing I chose that one then.
It's literally Sarasha's only other class.
I know, that's why I mentioned it.
No.
Based off of earlier, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it
Yes.
basic? Hold on. Wait, which one's the one that's required?
Magical physiologies.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. She does have 2 classes. Huh.
I said that's the only other one you
earlier.
have.
That's cool. You know, she's not like y'all. She can't just dive right into a bunch of magic all at once. You know, things get overwhelming. The fuck?
Uh-huh. So, now comes for the extracurricular time. Matt, what do you want to do with your 2 moments of time for extracurricular? Tokens, if you will. What do you want to do?
Well, it seems like if that's the case, probably do my club first.
Your Dead Language Society?
Yes.
I wonder who you'll see there.
That's almost kind of why
It's
I'm
a
doing it
mystery.
first.
Well, she gets one of her clubs taken care of then.
Hence why I'm doing it first, so then it all gets taken care of all in a group.
Well, if you want to do it that way, it would just be her other club and then the club transition into the one you share and then your job and then whatever. I'm not doing it efficiently today anyway. So Dead Language Society. Which do either of you actually want to have any goal as far as trying to get in a better relationship or friendship or anything with your 2 co-club members, or did you want to participate in anything in particular, or what did you have any requests of any kind for this club?
Not in particular for me.
I already have a budding relationship with Drasimir already.
So did you want to push that forward, or did you want to try helping out, try getting to know Quintelius a little more? Like, what are we talking?
But there's more benefits for making a relationship deeper first, so I'll keep spending time with Drasimir.
That's called gaming the system. She's a gambler.
You better stay away from my man.
You don't have anything with this time around.
And you had shit charisma rolls when you were around him.
I know. He's probably going to avoid her for the rest of his life.
Not his whole life. He just thought you were really weird. I mean, someone comes up to you like, hey, do you got any spell tools I could borrow? And it's like, I'm gonna go this way now. You gave off that kind of weird creeper vibe, okay? Because it's like, hey, can I borrow a potion of healing? And it's like, why would you only borrow a consumable like that? What are you talking about? That would make as much sense. But yeah, not your whole life. Okay.
I'd probably talk to him about that I was really excited that I won the frog race since he was there at the frog race, and that I would talk to him about the recent class activity of the spell scroll, and I'd ask if he had that class and what spell scroll he brought to if he had that same class.
He brings out his scroll. He shows it to you. He already
his original. Yeah, he didn't do the trading that we participated in.
His course to he has a different time frame than he has a different time slot than you do for your class. So he hasn't gone to that class. He has to turn it in yet, but he has the scroll ready to go for when he does.
So I'll let him know about the trading aspect. That he's not gonna don't get too attached to it.
He has a scroll for prestidigitation.
Can I inspect it for quality?
Sure, give me an Arcana check. As far as you can tell, he did a perfectly fine job on it. Nothing was too extraordinarily. It feels like he did like the task down to the letter of what he was told to do, kind of thing. But as far as like doing it, like rules as rules as requested, he did a perfectly great job of it. So
I compliment him on his scroll.
You don't know. He doesn't really have too much of a neck because his whole like neck shoulder area is so fucking thick. But if he could do that, you've never seen a Minotaur do this before. But he does one of those things where he like rubs the back of his neck out of being bashful. And you can't hear him, but his vibe gives off an "aw shucks" kind of mood. He's not used to being so directly complimented like that.
And that's why I did it.
You trying to steal your man, Dever?
Oh my god.
Joke's on her. He and I are going to have the better relationship.
Well, I mean, you're both book clerks together.
We are both book clerks.
He asked, since you brought up the scroll stuff, he would ask about what scroll you ended up getting, since you mentioned that there was trading involved.
I made guidance, but then I got Ray of Enfeeblement, and I couldn't use it, so I gave it to a friend of mine.
It was a weird shifting of expressions to be like, acknowledgement, impressed, to be like disappointed, kind of sad. It's like, oh, that's what you made? Okay. Oh, good scroll. Oh, you can't use it. Okay. So it's kind of like a roller coaster of a face he has going on, but because his face doesn't contort too easily or too much of an extent, you're only getting this based on your passive intuition and passive perception. Because it's pretty up there. So I am you're befriending him, and I'm not saying you're best friends yet, but I will allow for you to gain to level 2 relationship, and I will copy over his boon.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, she made a conscious effort to try to get closer to someone she was already kind of close to, and be deeper, more friend. Now I'm like more of a friend to them, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You two chat during the club, and and while you're chatting, he absent-mindedly keeps on writing down something, but you're not at a good enough angle, possibly due to your height, in order to see what he's writing. But it's not like he would write anything malicious in the first place. And when the club time is over, he actually gives it to you, gives you a poem as a gift, and to thank you for your new friendship. And he enjoys spending time with you. And this is when you would part, kind of thing. Would you have any parting sentiment for him?
I wish him luck. If he's going to have his class next, that I wish him luck in the assignment, and that he shouldn't be nervous because he's going to do a great job on his oration.
Give me persuasion with advantage. He's a naturally nervous person, so it's like you got to convince him that you're like confident about your well wishes and whatnot. He smiles warmly before parting. And yes, if you read, and the poem is exactly how the Bane how the boon elaborates about it. And as far as you maintain a good, solid friendship with Drazimir, you can expect like basically a steady stream of different kind of poetry.
Ooh.
See,
Oh my God, Denver, she is stealing your man.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if that relationship would really work out though. Like I'm like so tiny compared to him, he would obliterate me if I really was trying to steal your man.
That right there sounds like quitter talk.
Actually, that's a viable thing. That's a valid concern. It's like like there's the romance is there, the chemistry, the banter, it's there. But I mean, you're just way too fucking big. I mean, come on, get realistic, guy. Come on, that's not fitting. And then it's like, well, how good are you at enchantment magic? Because it's like, technically speaking, you can enchant a lot of like magical objects to change size and shape and everything based on who's wearing it or who's using it. So, say, like a magic longsword, it'll be the shape of like a minotaur using it versus a halfling using it for what their size would be for an adequate longsword.
What longs are we talking about?
It's literally any magical item can change. If you're wearing like magical plate mail, it'll be a different size compared to whether it's a Goliath or a gnome.
His short sword.
Oh my.
Now come on, now we all know it's a longsword.
You mean? Never mind.
You're right, it's a great sword. My bad.
Yep.
I'm just having the meme of the banana and the hamster out.
So you had no particular interest in befriending or trying to bond with anyone in your club, Matt?
Not at this particular time, no.
You notice that Ndalia did talk to Jasmine, or someone who you've met previously in the club.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to having a fun conversation, and they never gave off the vibe that other people are unwelcome to come talk with them or anything. But it's not a common occurrence that you see that you saw like your little Owland party member actually talking passionate about or really really friendly in any way, like really like that. And so it's one of those things where like, you know what, this doesn't get to happen that often, so I'm just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
And so your day for the club was kind of uneventful.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for your job, Matt?
My job.
Well, do you actually try doing your job, or like actually try chit chatting with your coworker, or do you just like they're over there, I'm over here. If something happens, it happened.
If she says anything while we're working, then I would, but I would be trying to do the job.
She would not initiate.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
She's too broody for that.
That's fair.
Like you know who you're going after.
Yep.
Like she's gonna be one of those people who are actually honest with themselves and outgoing enough to make the first move. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, you use your poison spray, and she uses her own necrotic magic, and you two end up making a pretty solid weed killing team around the parts of the different stadiums and like the aerojaunt field and like different parts of the campus you're sent to. Um, that you're told to by basically kind of like a faculty advisor of your job, when you're told to go, where they point in the direction, you can feel like a little magical ping inside of you you can't really explain why, but as soon as they point to where it is, you know exactly where to go, which is convenient at least.
Very much so.
Yeah, where it's not like, yeah, you're gonna go over there, take 3 turns, go a little west, and it's like, where the fuck am I supposed to? Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to find the locations the rest to work out conveniently, at least. And it otherwise goes, without incident this time at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very by the book, nose to the grindstone, get the job done kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
And what about your other club, Miss Owlin?
My other club is the Historical Society. There's only one person to know in the Historical Society.
Rampart.
Yep. Is there anything going on in the club today special, or is it just a regular club meeting?
Today people are actually kind of like talking with Rampart, like he seems to be like the head of the show, so to speak, because they're kind of on a table, like one of those. They're they're in what seems to be one of the classrooms of the Biblioplex, but it seems like it's slightly more modified for having like what looks to be like any show or movie or anything you can imagine that has like quote unquote war table. It's out there in the center, and he's like basically sharing his knowledge of like past battles and their strategies and of like famous battles, and people are like keenly interested in what he has to say.
All I ever talked about is battles, though. I'd almost would see if I could get discussions about like ancient cultures or ancient politicians and other types of This is the historical side, not the historical battle society.
I know. If you try to get conversations up with basically the equivalency of NPC nobodies, they are extremely willing to talk to you about that. Some of them are like, I don't know why he's going on about that stuff. This is, I'm sure there's some other people. Yeah, like there was a battle in that year, but there's so many other things that happened too, and they're like, stuff like that.
I'd work on see if I can change the starting with the nobodies about changing the tides of conversation to other areas of history besides
give me an insight check. You can tell that Rampart recently learned something new for himself, and he was so excited and passionate about the information he was sharing. People latched on to that excitement and energy. And this isn't usually the go to thing for the whole entire club. It just ended up being what's happening currently as you entered the room. It wasn't his intention to try to take over everything. It was just one of those infectious, high energy kind of moments, and people just went with it.
I'll listen to his impassioned speech. But then I'll, after listening, I'm assuming he leaves room for people to talk or things, that I'd try and steer the conversation back towards other topics. But after listening to his impassioned
give me a straight charisma check to see if you can get away with steering the conversation, being conversationally adept as he is.
I'm not that adept.
I didn't say charisma saved. It's a raw charisma check.
Oops. Oh, oops.
I think it's the same modifier, though, isn't it? I don't think
depending on your
she's-
class. Depends on your class. You might some classes are. See, not the
Oh,
same
much
bonus.
better.
I didn't know you had a bonus for that.
I see what you mean though. Yes, I don't have the same bonus.
That's why I asked for the check I did. Not because of I knew that you didn't have a bonus, but because it wasn't really a save per se, in my opinion. You were literally trying to verbally compete with him, kind of thing. So, a little bit of meta knowledge here, but he doesn't exactly have the greatest charisma modifier. However, you're not going to like what he rolled.
A nat 20.
Actually, it was a 10.
Oh, just so close, but
No,
so far.
I shit you not. I could screenshot that part of the chat for you. I swear I
believe you.
can.
I believe
But
you.
it's like
I'm pretty small. I believe that I couldn't really speak over him of how impassioned he is.
Oh yeah, the only way you can ever talk over or get like a word in edgewise with Bajor because he is soft spoken. But this is a Loxodon who really likes being bombastic about when he is like really impassioned about something, and it's like
You
he
said
is a
the wrong
really
elephant.
Rampart's
Rampart.
impassioned.
There
Bajor
you go.
isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's why you can talk on terms with Bajora, because he isn't this way. Yeah, but Rampart has like a really like a really confident, deep baritone kind of voice, and he's really cool. And so when you try to veer it away, it's like yeah, but like didn't the government do something really shady after that battle happened? It's like maybe so, but during the future battle, this other area, I was like damn it.
Well, I tried.
Give me a persuasion check to see how well your attempts were received by him. You get a +1 bonus to relationship points with Rampart.
Oh wow.
He found your efforts refreshing, and that from his perspective, you kept up with him. He didn't take it as you're trying to steer it away. He took it as you were interested in what he was saying and wanted to add to it, and he appreciated your input.
I'm glad he took it that way. I didn't mean it that way, but if that's his perception, that's fine.
That's because of how persuasive you were in your conveying of the words. That's how he took it. You were that charismatically diplomatic about it. And for the record, if it was below 10, you would have lost a point. But that didn't happen, so we're okay anyway. And that would be basically what happened in you went through all of that fun times during your historical society. And those would be your clubs. Now, Voss, you just basically get to meet with who Nadalia met with, but flipped around for club and job, so that's not fun. Sorry, Rampart actually has 2 clubs, but yeah.
This is silly.
What? You both be with the same people.
Yeah. All right. So,
Which do you want to do first? Up to you.
I guess I'll do club. I'll do club first.
Dragon chess.
Yeah.
As you enter an area where they're all playing, you notice that you at this point in time, you are currently, coincidentally, let's just go with coincidentally, you are coincidentally equidistant from both Talana and Rampart if you wanted to play them and get to know either one of them a little better.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Which one?
As much as I enjoy Rampart's rambunctiousness, I think I like Talana's more calm demeanor better. So I will attempt to get closer to Talana.
Yeah, just seeing how she's playing with other people, she is really a lot more about calculating and figuring other people out rather than Rampart is all about strategy. She's about she's the kind of person who she's not rude about it or conniving in any way, but she's a bit more about playing the player than the game.
Yeah.
So I will have you make an investigation check to see how well you do playing against her.
Investigation. I am theoretically good at that.
Technically speaking, you have a student die by being in this club if you want to add a d4.
Mm,
Do you think you need to? Now is the time you would do it before I say if that's good or good enough or not.
see, now you saying that kind of makes me want to, so I will. 1d4. So 18.
You see through a few of her moves, and you realize you're able to save one of your pieces before it is taken. She is pretty good, but the reality is you got an 18 investigation. You're pretty good yourself. Um,
Huzzah!
and she says something to that effect, and she actually commends your, commends your ability to see through her, ploys and whatnot on the board. The game progresses to a point where it's past the early game, it's getting later in the mid game, and you have to come up with defensive strategies yourself. So give a deception roll.
Deception? Oh no.
You do get a student die for that one, but yeah.
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at deception.
You're like, I could use another D4, but it's like, is there a point?
I could use another d4, but even if I roll a 4, that only just barely gets to double digits, so I'm not gonna bother.
This apparently is your luckiest of lucky days because I was rolling like whisper rolls to myself kind of thing for
Mhm.
what they would have had, like because it's competing deception versus investigation. She
Yeah.
actually had you did get better than her deception for but you needed the D4. I'm sorry, you really did. And you actually didn't need it this time. She rolled a 5.
Neat.
Yeah. So it was in the heat of the moment you're able to disguise your own moves and like one of those, I'm going over here. Actually, I'm going over here. Mwahaha! Kind of like it's one of those things where it was like, well, why would you move this piece over here? It makes no sense. It's like, well, react, and it's like, okay, I don't know what to do here. And so it's like even if it's not the most grand deception ever, because of your randomness, or it's just unexpected for you to do that in the first place, at that in the context of the board and where everything was, you were able to get away with it. But don't expect it to be a regular occurrence.
I will expect it to be all of the regular occurrences. Haha. No. Pajora's not that arrogant.
And a final investigation check to see in the end game if you're able to finish her off.
Investigation?
Correct.
Okay. Investigation. Hi-ya!
You beat her, but it actually was pretty close. Um, you realize you got lucky in a couple, at least a few turns at the end there. And if you didn't see one awesome little move after another that you did, then you wouldn't be able to pull out the win. She commends you and does like a proper bow and handshake and all the niceties and whatnot. And she says she looks forward to playing with you again. But you realize that it was such a heated match between the two of you. When you get up to finish the game, you didn't realize it because you were too in the zone. But it's like, oh shit, we had a crowd around us this whole time. Son of a bitch, you guys are quiet. Um, um, and you get 1 point with Talana.
Hooray!
she respects you as a person and your skill level in Dragon Chess.
Neat.
That is your club. From the other side of the playing area, Rampart is being loud as normal. And it almost occurs to you that it almost might be a strategy in and of itself to be bombastic during the game to try to throw people off their own off balance and whatnot.
I mean, that is off-putting, and Pajora is definitely thrown off by that kind of stuff. So,
But so that would be the time frame used for your Dragon Chess Club.
okay. I will.
You're gonna clerk some books.
Let's see. I am going to. Yes. Oh, you said +1 with Talana, right? That puts me
Correct.
at 2.
Okay.
Huzzah. Alright. Time to clerk the shit out of those books. Don't you giggle at me.
There's
Oh.
Haboon. It's not necessarily a direct DM help me kind of mood, but I mean, if it were ever one like that, it sounds pretty fucking close.
Yeah, that does sound a bit close. I'm not gonna complain though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's your boon you get when you're really good with Talana. It's not too far into your shift for book clerking that you have to go in between. You use certain commands or you use certain minor spells that you were taught to basically move like a lot of the enclosed, shove together book shelves and whatnot to get them to make room for you so you can put books back and whatnot. And you are approached by a few different people during your shift to try to help you find their books. Give me a history check to see how well you do with that in that regard.
History. I'm theoretically good at that. I
From
must have been 2 in the weeds.
from that roll, you're not able to help too much. But before they can go to complain about how lost they are or how you were unhelpful, Drasimir ended up being able to steer them in the right direction. During yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like I think it might be there, or was it there? Crap! And then you already see them walking away, thinking that you're unhelpful and everything. And you're like, damn it! But then you see your coworker actually help them legitimately, and he looks at you like, come on, man, get your shit together. not trying to make a point of it, but it's like, are you okay? Like what? um. And then another point in time, you don't have current access to one of the book kind of like carts, and you are given a lot of books to hold. So I will need an athletics check from you to make sure you can get it from being handed a lot of books to the cart properly without fucking everything up.
This is where I start fucking everything up.
I want you to realize you would for a book clerk you get 2 more student dice. Or at least you should have. Where it's like athletics and history and shit. You didn't see that? Or whatever it was, kind of thing. I thought it was. Let me see.
A dead language society.
Where would I see that?
Where you have your job and your club, where it shows you how many student dice and who you're not the relationship one. Like I think the third one, something like that.
Under job, because it just says book clerk and then Drasimir.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was mixing it up because I realized Nadalia has all the student dice because she has 2 clubs, and it's like there's so much shit there. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you You drop a lot of
To be
books.
fair, I don't think a D4 student die would have helped.
I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah. You're by the end of your shift, you are asked by one of the book clerk informant people. Incidentally, it's the same person who you saw your snake friends go to and got promptly told to leave the biblioplex. But it was one of those ambient things. You kind of realize that happened, but you see this particular person in a different light because you see them as like in a work mood or like kind of thing, rather than a I need them for something kind of thing. They ask you if you're really sure you want to do this job because you seem to be suffering, and if they can help you in some way, let them know.
I mean, I do. I'm just having a bit of an off day, that's all.
She reaches up really, really high to try to pat you on the shoulder because you're fucking tall. She's not
Yeah.
quite sure not to have to jump for it, but it's one of those tap, 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 top of the fingertips kind of thing to get your top of the shoulder kind of area.
Yeah.
And she she basically gives you a supportive smile as she leaves, where like one of those chin up, you just stick in there kind of things, because she realized bad days can happen. And that would be your job, Sarasha.
Hey, what's cracking?
I don't know what's up. You got a job? You got a club? What are we talking?
Can we just do our club today?
If you want to,
You know,
do you have a job and a club?
yeah, yeah, she's got both. She's gonna skip her job today.
What would you prefer to do instead of going to your job?
She wants to spend extra time at her club.
She just because you want to spend more time at the club doesn't mean they meet that often.
Oh,
You
well,
you can't force a club meeting just because you want to hang out there more.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I thought like maybe
these clubs are actually officially organizations of the school and whatnot. You can just call like, "Hey, I don't want to work today. How about everyone come hang out over here instead?" Like, wait,
okay.
what?
I misunderstood. My bad. So then, yeah, she'll go to her job and her club. Let's start with the job. Why not?
And remind me what you do.
She cleans trash off the ground.
You are in an area near the border between, the Prismari campus and like the central campus, and you're picking up an area where it seemed like there was a lot of littering done, but then there's a lot of graffiti. So you see actually your coworker Shuvadri nearby. Did you want to interact with her or just get your job done?
Well, what is she doing?
She is a graffiti remover.
Oh,
you saw that in the job listing.
So, if she finishes like cleaning up, her area, and Shivandri's still working, she might go over and help her out. But only if she's done her own area. She's not going to stop doing what she's doing to help.
Give me a raw dex check.
Okay.
How quickly do you get your job done compared to her? You have a little bit of time to chat with her after you finish your stuff, but it's not like she looks to be about like a solid like 80% done with her stuff too. Would you still want to chat with her?
No, because if she's like 80% done and she comes over to like chat and help, then it's gonna seem like she's being a dick. Because like, I don't know, there's something wrong about it, so she's not gonna do it.
What would you do after you were done? Would you just leave the area and leave her to her work?
Actually, now that I think about it, no. She's
No.
gonna leave that little owl lady alone.
The owl lady is about your age.
Okay, the old owl lady alone then.
Well, I'm saying like, sorry, I forget how old you were. But it's like, unless you want to give me a perception check, you can't really tell offhand, how old someone is because it's like, oh, they're kind of wrinkly, and it's like owls have feathers all the time. What are you talking about?
All right, let's see how old she is. I need the exact date and age with that number
I
sauce.
don't think you get an exact date with that. I don't think any roll would do that.
She's about 25.
Oh my god. Yeah, so she, yeah, the little
You
owl
would-
lady.
What you would consider a 25-year-old woman a full-on lady, huh?
What?
You would consider someone who's 25 a full-on lady, huh?
I'm literally a lady. I'm a fucking debutante. Of course I'm a lady. And I'm 25. So therefore Shubhadri is also a lady. But
I
she's
know,
younger than Sriracha.
that's my point, though. Would you really consider? Well, it's one of those things like, do you want to be called ma'am?
I mean, but like a lady is like a like when old people say it to younger people, they mean like you're basically an adult child to me. So
Is that how you would feel as a Yuanti, though? The way you lived, would the time passing of time as you've had to live it really matter that much?
look, man, I don't know. For all she knows, she could be like, who knows if they even age the same? I don't know any of this stuff.
It's Googleable.
Well, anyways, yeah, she's gonna leave the little owl lady alone. I'm gonna keep calling her that, and you're gonna have to deal with it, Saz.
You're going to forget about it in 4 weeks, but okay. Um, so you that is your job. What about your club?
She's gonna go in there and start. She's gonna start getting all the hottest topics to research and start doing it. Start interviewing people and no, not interviewing. She's gonna start stalking people.
Who are you trying to stalk first?
Well, whoever is worthy of creating a story.
That would be based on what you consider a good story or not.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I got it. No, that'll get her expelled. Okay, okay.
Because your behavior up to this point has been excellent otherwise, right?
Yes.
You know what? To be fair, at least she hasn't intimidated anybody into pissing themselves. That would be rude.
I think she will start stalking her basic magical
You're
auras teacher.
okay, because you also would have been allowed to say any of the named NPC other students.
Oh, I know. But she's gonna start stalking that teacher and getting the scoop on him.
So, with the intention to get dirt slash a salacious story about your basic magical auras teacher, you are going to sneak around, correct?
Yes.
I will need a stealth check.
Great. As long as it's not persuasion.
So far, you are undetected, and you follow him out of class after one of its dismissed. This is not one of the days that you would have your class with him. So it's not like he's looking around or expecting you to be around. You see him leave the biblioplex because at this point in time, the person who was working in the library that told you to leave is not currently here, and it was taking up one of the random classrooms because they sometimes periodically change kind of thing. But yeah, it's like one of those a magical compass divining rod kind of concept where as soon as you do the biblioplex, if you have a class in there, you know which one is currently being used. It's always convenient because it can change from time to time. So you are able to have him follow him inconspicuously until he leaves the biblioplex entirely. Do you want to continue following him in the direction that he's going, or try to catch him in a
Oh,
conversation
shoot.
with someone?
I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Continue following him.
Now it'll be harder to maintain a stealth cover because before you're able to catch him. Well, there's a big wave of students also leaving the biblioplex too, kind of thing. So you blended in with the crowd. I'm gonna need another stealth check to make sure that it's not just blatant that you're just following him down a fucking path.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh.
Somehow you're able to keep your stealth and to keep your cover.
Oh, good.
For the record, I gave him like advantage on a perception check, but both times he rolled less than 10. It was bad. He seems to be headed toward the Loreholt campus.
Is that suspicious in any way?
Insight.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
Huh? Oh.
Loreholt, other than Biblioplex, Loreholt has one of the most prestigious and filled kind of archival sites on all of the campus. So if you need to go anywhere for reference, or they also had a bit more of a lax version of stuff where it was like, hey, you know how there was a legendary treasure? Yeah, somebody already got. Well, it's not like so it's not as that was an example. So it's not like the treasure would still be there to get, but it was a map that someone used to get originally, kind of stuff.
Oh, I said hello because I think
Okay.
one of us is lagging. I don't know.
Whatever.
You did cut out slightly when saying out.
Yeah. So when you get to the point, because it is a long line of torches, as you can see on the central campus, all the lines of torches, throwing down the 5 roads, that you basically don't go down one of those lines to get to Loreholt. And so I want to claim that you're able to stay behind because these are pretty big pillars, and so anytime he tries to think about, is someone following me? You are actually skinny enough to hide behind the pillar entirely.
Oh, good.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right.
On the edge of Loreholt campus, it gets a little. It's not as busy, so there's not as many a random passerby walking around at this point in time of the day. So I'll need another stealth check.
Okay. Yes.
So he does not catch you. How fucked up if you're able to roll on that 20 for perception too.
What would you even do that?
We would find out. So you would follow him, and you realize he's actually going to the dorms of the students that are normally in Loreholt past year 1.
Suspicious.
If you want to interpret it that way, you can. If you're looking for a scoop, you're a journalist. You might make up something where there is nothing. We'll see how it works out. Would you follow him into the dormitories?
Where are we at again?
Loreholt. The Loreholt campus.
Yes, you'll follow him. Wait, hold on. Which one is this? This is not the nerd one. Is this the horny traditional one?
No, that's Prismari. If you want to interpret it that way, Prismari is the artistic red. As far as color combos go, Prismari red and blue. The artsy people. Silverquill are like the uppity, like noble type people who just look down on everyone. But they're also the most fashionable, and they're the most quick-witted many times from Silverquill.
Okay.
Quandrix are what you would call the nerds.
The nerd.
Witherbloom,
Yes.
you know Witherbloom already.
I know Witherbloom. Yes.
And this is Loreholt, which coloration is white and red.
Right.
And
what do they
if you
Lore.
give me an insight check.
Oh my god. No, that makes sense. Lore. Like history, right?
In the name.
I am asking for an insight check.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
You know someone who's in Loreholt or who is an aspirant to be in it.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a
think
minute.
You actually know too.
Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. So you know what? While she's there, while she's sneaking around and shit, just to keep her cover, she's gonna like emulate how her who was it? Her brother, right? And who was the other one? Was it Pajora?
No, Pajora's Quandrix, right?
Well,
Yep.
who the fuck is Lorehold?
There's only one other option now.
The only
Oh, the
other
owl.
option, Denver. God damn it.
Natalia. So yeah, she's gonna like emulate their no, because then you're gonna make me roll a performance check. She's not doing shit. Never mind.
They're like, I'm not walking in that performance charisma bullshit. But you weren't good at
she's just gonna
perception,
say-
or you weren't good at persuasion or deception. But aren't you good at for performance?
It's -1 for every charisma one, man.
Not my fault.
Okay.
So what do? If you see him go in the dorms, would you try to follow him after him, or would you try to blend in any way? Because you notice that people on this campus, while being on the Loreholt campus, you're coming across more and more people in white and red styled robes, where it's very obviously color coordinated to be in this area. And you are not wearing that kind of outfit.
Interesting.
It's not like there's nobody else not wearing that kind of color coordination, but a vast majority of people are.
Okay, well she'll keep going.
Okay, as soon as you enter, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say just because of how many people there are wearing the red and white and whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and say that she does do what I was gonna do earlier, and try and give off the air of the people that are there, so it's not like she's out of place completely. But she has a reference point. She has 2 reference points of Lorehold nerds. So
performance with advantage.
Thank God. Huzzah. Oh,
So you got a 10. You're able to get into the dorm with nobody giving you weird looks or asking you questions.
Oh, good.
When you get into the dorm, he is currently nowhere to be seen in your peripheral.
Oh. Well, shit.
You don't know your way around this building.
Oh. Well, while she's here, is there any other thing that she could, like, eavesdrop on or something?
Perception check.
Make use of it. Okay.
A couple of people are walking by with books you've noticed that the other 3 people in your party have that you don't have. It's a book for a class about archaeomancy. And it seems to be a bit more advanced, but they seem to have one of the similar teachers that you've heard your friends complain about. Said teacher name kind of thing, and so that's what catches your ears initially. And they complain about when they're going to get new books, kind of thing. About how sometimes people in Loreholt, are, as far as the faculty are concerned, it's one of those they keep on using older books because its history isn't necessarily going to necessarily change that quickly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, if it's all about history, then what exactly is there new to add to the book, kind of thing. You hear them complaining about that, but that's all you end up catching.
Okay. Hmm.
And right now
Okay.
you're still standing at the entrance just inside the building.
Well, fuck me.
No.
All right. I think she has enough information to write a small article. Or at least propose an article to what's his face.
I'll remind you that neither Grayson nor Mina are actually the editor of the paper.
Oh.
They're both first years like you.
Oh, well, never mind then. Well, she'll go back there and she'll talk to them about what she discovered today. And then she'll spin it into a juicy topic that everyone will gobble up.
I will need to verbally hear you roleplay that to see how you want to spin it, because you really just all you did was follow a teacher after his class.
Yeah, but you gave me something to hook on to. And I got
So,
it.
what are you going to spin it as?
Okay, she's going to spin it. Okay, she's gonna sit in front of them, both of them, and just say, hold on.
She says, "Hold on, got it."
Is Strixhaven failing its students? A book crisis is sparking outrage. And that's the title she wants to plaster all over the damn star.
Probably not all over, but at least one space.
Persuasion.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mina shared with you that she's heard people at the Fire Jolt Cafe where she works complain about the books too, but it's more about it seems more like an annoyance rather than a full on outrage. So she's not sure where you're getting your sources.
Okay. Well, she will continue seeking out. Actually, you know what? No, she'll talk to Mina and ask her what, like what stories has she been hearing that would be of interest to the readers.
She asks you if you're trying to steal her scoop.
Oh, no. She's asking her if she has other scoops that she wouldn't mind sharing.
She says that the machines, the wizard gizzards, are going to be taken out of the classroom soon because they just got a new shipment in. Because she heard a couple of teachers talking about it over tea. So there's in the in the next couple of weeks or so, there should be an event over at the Bows End Tavern about it. She gives you a couple of papers of notes she's taken on the subject.
Okay, well, I'm gonna forget about that sauce.
You asked.
Okay, well then I think she's pretty much done there. But I think
That took
for the
your whole
rest of
day.
her,
Stalking someone and coming back and reporting, it took your whole day. I'm sorry. That.
yeah, I know, but I think she'll just passively try and find more stuff too. I don't know.
On your way back to
That's it.
your own room, you can easily walk slower than normal and try to walk past the Bosun Tavern, because it's not quite open yet for business this school year, but it's like preparatory phases, and you can walk by the Fire Jolt Cafe and stuff, and see if there's
Mhm.
anything you hear along the way for that, like if people are leaving it or going toward it and stuff, and if you can overhear any conversations. I would need a perception check.
Okay. All right. Let's try this again.
You hear one student trying to convince another that it really is impossible to try to get Sally Jane and Sassy Sally Jane, and they should give up on it before they get expelled. And the other one's like, "No, I got to. You don't get it. I'm gonna get that doll."
That's bringing back flashback saws.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
It's like you realize you're weird for being a snake person, and like your group has an owl and an elephant in it and stuff, but it's like that was like a human just talking nonchalantly to a fucking lion. So everyone's weird here.
can she continue listening to that or no? Or is it more of a fleeting conversation?
It was a fleeting conversation. It would be one of those things
Oh,
where
okay.
you could tell you were only allowed to hear that snippet in the first place because you were passing by somewhere populated.
Uh-huh.
You could tell by your past perception that they probably have a really good one too. And so
Gotcha.
you probably wouldn't be able to get away with stalking them like you did the other person earlier.
All right. Well, that'll be it then. That was very
Okay.
uneventful.
Well, you tried stalking someone and it failed. What do you want? You started talking to someone and tried to make something when there wasn't anything to get, and then you try to blow something out of proportion, and then you were shitty at it. Keep in mind that you chose a club based on charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a charisma-based club?
Yeah.
How do you think you're trying to pitch your stories to an editor? You're trying to persuade them it's a good enough story to put in, or you're trying to lie about something to make sure it's a good enough twist or spin.
Oh my god. How did I not realize that?
Unless you have so many other good roles collecting facts and details about an actual scoop, in a certain way you go about it, that's what you're going to end up eventually going to have to do.
All right. Well, she's going to have to do some thinking again.
So now comes the time where you all get to choose how you want to study for the upcoming Magical Physiologies test on Slod. It is a possible discussion between the four of you if you'd like to do a group study session. If one of you would want to go about on your own, if you think you're better at studying on your own, or how you want to go about it. Go ahead and talk amongst yourself for deciding that.
I'm good with studying with the group if everyone wants to.
I think she will study with the group just because of what has been happening lately, and she's starting to feel frustrated.
Pajor, Nadalia?
Can we invite anybody from our clubs to our group study session?
Is your character outgoing and extroverted enough to do it on your own accord?
I mean, I've made a good friend now. You know,
If you want to, you can. I just want to confirm with your how your character's personality would it fit them. If you think so, I'll allow it.
Well, the reason why I just think we need help if we're all gonna study together, and I was worried that Sriracha would bring us down.
Whoa! Whoa! Damn, she's coming for me.
Fired.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't say that, but I would be thinking it. I need extra help, so if I bring in Drazimir, right?
That is how you pronounce it. Yes. If you ask, if you make an effort to invite him to a study session, he would accept.
Okay. Do I need to roll something?
No, he's your good friend. He'll accept.
I would. My character would basically be like, I mean, if it's not an inconvenience, if you want to, we're having a study session, so if you want to join, but no pressure, you don't have to. To Lana.
Persuasion with advantage.
Oh god. not scroll. Persuasion. With advantage. That was not great. That right there was not great. Unfortunately, I can't add the dice to anything but investigation or deception. So
That would be correct.
since neither of those are either of these, 10.
So it's not quite high enough to convince her. I'm sorry.
Eh,
I know shock of all shocks. Right? Yeah.
flabbergasted.
She thanks you for the invitation, but she happens to have other plans studying with another group of friends that night.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Enjoy your study session.
Based on any passive perception or insight you have, you realize she has no ill will, and she's not trying to be mean about it or anything.
Yeah, previous engagement. It was last minute. Understandable.
Would either of the snake siblings want to invite any of their friends?
I'll invite Pajora.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even think Sriracha has any friends. So
Well, I thought it was going to be us
Oh, that
four,
is,
and then
dude.
we would invite other people into.
That was the baseline. If you all agreed to do a group study session.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, yeah,
Jordan never
sure.
officially declared that he was up for studying as a group, though.
Oh,
Well, it's true.
Well, he doesn't want to be an inconvenience, but if
So
y'all
yeah, there you go.
invite,
Yeah, Suki would directly invite Pajora.
then Pajora would join.
you better come to this study session.
All four of you are there, and when Nadalia enters and comes and joins you three for the study session, you see Pajora recognizes Drazimir with her, and so does Suki. Both of you recognize him for different reasons.
Well, yeah.
And it looks really weird too. He's actually standing up and not hunching much at this point in time. And you see a small little Alan that makes it up to his knees, and he's just hulking over her.
Pajora would light up seeing someone he recognizes.
Because his regular friends aren't cutting it now, huh?
Well, it's a new face
That he recognizes.
and it's a coworker.
It's like, is it new or is it recognized? What?
Both.
And that's how Jasamir was like, oh, she invited me, so is she all okay with it? I was going to study with you all for the upcoming test.
What did you say?
Exactly, perception. If you couldn't tell what I said, roll a perception check.
No, I heard what she said, but she was.
I know. Would she really say that to Jasamir?
Yeah.
You heard exactly what he said. And that means if you're asking, you're knowingly asking just to be a dick about it.
Well, she's okay. I think instead of saying "What did you say?" because she's not outwardly a dick. Not all the time. She'd probably be like, "Could you speak louder?"
And you do recognize him being the one you asked for help before from.
Oh, does he recognize her?
If he does, he's being polite about not bringing it up.
Oh, what a dick!
How dare he be polite?
Okay, let's get to studying.
How would the four of you go about studying? You can try to use literally any skill that you're proficient with or anything like that, and if you can justify why that skill would be relevant in studying, I'll let you use
Which
it.
class are we studying for again?
Magical physiologies. If you have the free reign right now to justify using literally any skill you want, as long as you can justify it.
And the base is what normally?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh. I didn't know if there was like a
Justify a skill.
Normally. Well, I'd do history, so it would be looking over the text and basing it off of the history of the thing we're trying to study. The slots.
That's for Suki. And the rest of you?
Well, I'm decent at Arcana and Investigation. So,
If you can explain and justify how to use either of those, by all means, give it a shot. I'm listening.
what was the subject matter we were studying for this one?
You're studying the physiology of Slod.
What's Slot
I think
again?
investigation would be pretty appropriate, searching through all the books to find relevant information and tools used, etc.
Slaughter aberrations known for their regenerative abilities and magical resistance. They're like pseudo frog people, but a lot bigger and a lot meaner looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're frogs. That's nature related, right?
If you want to try using nature and justify using it that way, you can.
Especially because our experience with, because you said they're like frog people, so would our experience with frog racing have anything to help with as well?
Or
Not
fighting
heavily.
them.
Those were a different species entirely. That was a giant frog. These are actually full-on slots to learn about. But if you want to try justifying nature as one, you can. As I said, you can try justifying literally any of the skills that you think you would rather use over another one.
Yeah, because I'd rather use nature based on my knowledge of other frogs or where the frog habitat or where the sloths might live.
Sarasha?
Okay. I'm gonna use perception.
Why?
So, okay. So she's sitting there with a book in her lap, right? And she's carefully watching everybody else. And she flips to those pages to make sure that she's staying on the track of the right page and, content and whatnot. Or
They're
like
using
if
different
it's
skills, so you can't track more than one person easily.
oh my god. Okay.
They're literally all using different skills.
Well, I mean, is there anybody using a book?
Yeah, your brother.
Yes. And
Okay, well
Pedora.
then she would use her perception to look at Pedora and her brother's books.
I would wonder why you wouldn't just use the same skill he did then if you're trying to learn the same way.
What? What skill?
History.
No, thank you. She's
Because you're
gonna
trying,
use her
you're
perception.
how are you learning then? How are you learning?
Okay.
What if all you're doing is looking where he's turning? How are you retaining the knowledge?
Then she will look at the book really, really good. Actually, wait, that's perfect for perception, right? Because like you're
perceiving
looking at
what's
shit.
actually on the page.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
how would you retain it? This is supposed to be about how you would learn, not with passing glance. Just saying, I want to look at the book, and it's like, okay, but how is it going to help you learn about what's in the book just by looking at it, just a cursory glance, kind of skimming it?
Okay, are there any pictures in the book?
Suki, no.
I'm gonna use my student die.
Not yet.
Aw.
Yes, there are pictures.
Then she will spend her entire time studying and looking at pictures.
Okay, go ahead and use perception.
Why didn't it roll?
Because it's taking its time.
Oh my god.
She did well
This
enough.
book
She did what
Stupid. It has no
she
pictures.
did what
Well,
you're all
stop.
she did what you're all supposed to do. You're in a group setting, so you all get advantage on your roll for studying.
Oh.
Oh, we have to roll again?
I don't know why she rolled 5 times though.
Because
I
she
was
saw,
clicking
oh,
it,
hey,
and it
it
wasn't-
didn't come up. I'll click it again. Oh, it didn't come up. I'll
Yeah,
click it
you
again. Just click it
burned
once.
fucking nat 20s on that, but okay. And you wonder why you're getting shitty rolls otherwise.
I think I'll take the 16.
Right, I would too.
I think I'll take
almost wanna
the
change my-
nat 20.
I think Suki should take the nat 20. Nadalia?
No,
Oh,
I'm
I
not
would
doing
take
duo.
that 12.
Yeah.
I would take the 12.
Yeah, I was thinking that this method might not work as well. Yeah, because I don't have any student dice for nature. I had student dice for history I could have used. So I should have stuck with that.
Is the next part of the actual test, is that based off of the amount rolled, or a average amount, like, oh hey, you rolled this on the die, and you get that kind of area of test?
It's a pass or fail concept for how well you did for studying, whether
Okay.
you're able to retain enough knowledge or not.
So I shouldn't use my student die then.
It's up to you. It's per long rest, and you're about to go to sleep.
Might as
If
well.
I
then.
really wanted to, I could use my second student die for the day on this 16.
Because I'm not technically
Might as
supposed to tell you what the passing mark is for how good you're supposed to get at this studying roll.
It's like I'm gonna assume
Yeah.
a 20 is going to make it, but then again, sometimes it might not.
But you said I get it back, right?
Yeah.
After
Once
this.
per long rest, so you can if you want to. Yeah.
So yeah, might as well.
Sure, why not? Did I spell it right? Yes. So it's actually a 19. Because I used investigation, which is one of the two things I have a student die on.
Correct. You don't have a nature student die, do you, Nadalia? I don't think so. There is an option to, if you're not confident in your ability to study tonight, you can try pulling an all-nighter before the test.
I think I want to.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I will let you have one raw intelligence check, and if it's good enough, I will tell you the ramifications of what would happen to you.
And I'll probably would do less good on it in some ways. I think I'm studying wrong. That going by their environment isn't a very good way to study these blog.
Give me a raw intelligence roll.
If I keep pressing the save button, they cancel that real quick.
If you were to pull an all-nighter, you would get 2 instances of advantage the following day. But it would kind of cancel out since you would get 1 level of exhaustion because you're that sleepy. So it's kind of like averaging out to make sure if you wanted to have like, oh, with you got a disadvantage, but you rolled a nat 20 and a 16. You got the 16, or oh, you rolled a 4 and a 3. You're like, I want to reroll that one. And then you use your re-roll, and you can re-roll like a lucky point where you would get the best roll out of the 3 rolls, kind of thing. You get 2 instances of that, but you do a disadvantage in all ability checks the following day during the test.
No disadvantage on all the rolls.
Natural disadvantage from a level of exhaustion. Disadvantage on all ability checks, and what you would be doing would qualify as ability checks.
So there's still more rolling on the test tomorrow.
That's when it would be ability checks.
I know, but what I mean is, so this study session isn't the end all be all.
There are more tests during the school year, but if you fail tomorrow's test, then you are basically unable to go to any jobs or clubs, and you lose any benefits associated with them until you pass a test. However, with that high of an intelligence roll, you feel confident that you studied well enough tonight.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is still just the first test of the whole entire game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the craziest high standard of the universe. Okay. During the study session, do any of you attempt to get help from Dresmu or to provide help for him during the process?
Bajora would.
What? Say it again.
Did you want to try getting closer to Jasmine at all? Like asking him for help, or trying to give him some pointers from what you feel you're stronger at, kind of stuff?
Pajora would definitely attempt to help him out because he wasn't super helpful to him during work. So it's like if we're gonna study, Pajora's gonna help because that's where he's good. He's
Can she
really
listen
good
in
at
on
that.
that?
I would consider that part of your good perception roll.
Um,
You got a nat 27 on perception, okay? You heard a lot of stuff.
I mean, to be fair, with the two mumblers in the group working together, she'd need a good perception to hear us.
Yeah.
fair.
Like, hey, what do you think about doing this over here? And he's like, yeah, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I did find this. I did find this one chapter over here in this one section of this book that talks about it, and this one looks like it has a nice little fun fact about them over here in this book.
He's like, yeah, over here, they says like the Death Slotty are rumored to have like a stench so bad it can be deadly, but you know, in reality, they can just cast a cloud kill spell. Scary stuff.
Really, it's almost as bad as what I've heard about kobolds.
And it's one of those things where like he nods in acknowledgement of it's like, you know, your stuff kind of thing. Because actually, like the DM notes, they have like almost like a dozen little like fun facts about Slot in there. And just one of them, like the
Actually
Death Slot
have an
gets really
entire-
weak.
I actually have an entire book, a physical book in my archive on my bookshelf over there, with my D&D stuff related to kobolds. And my favorite fact about kobolds is they have no natural predators and do not appear on the food chain at all, because no matter how you prepare them, there are creatures that would rather starve to death than have to eat a kobold. That's just how bad they taste, no matter what you do.
Not even some Old Bay seasoning.
No,
It's crazy.
there is literally nothing you can do to make a kobold taste appetizing. Creatures would rather starve to death than eat a kobold. It's absolutely hilarious.
I learned something new today.
Well, we are in a magic school.
Okay, so the following day is the actual test for the Magical Physiology's exam on Slod. And the first portion of the test will be about Slod facts. You are given a selection of multiple choice questions to answer about the red, blue, green, gray, and death Slod. I will need an Arcana check from all of you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use my dice on that one.
So apparently Suki and Pajora know exactly what we're talking about with these questions.
Oh yeah. How Red Slotty can use a gland under one of their claws to implant an egg into a humanoid. The egg eventually becomes a tadpole that bursts from the host's body and transforms into a fully grown blue slot, or a green slot if the host could cast spells of 3rd level or higher.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, slaughter assholes, by the way.
Yeah, very much so.
It's got that one little alien thing.
No, it was. They're not. Well, it's like the alien thing. It's like the actual movie Alien, yes, but like that kind of like a xenomorph kind of thing. But
I think
never mind.
she's meaning mind flayers.
The egg thingy.
The egg thingy, lovely. Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
So alien.
the next
got
part
it.
of the next part of the test is about diffusing Slod confrontations. You must write a short essay about commonly accepted ways to keep Slotty calm during unexpected encounters, and this will require an insight check.
Insight.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think I got bit by a spider.
Haha.
You did better than me.
I clicked the button, I heard the thing go off, and I'm like, oh, I guess I rolled a nat 20, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's not me.
So, now I get to remind you all of what the fruits are of your studying. During today, you get one free advantage roll.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I will
Oh.
I will try again then. Shit, where did insight go? Come back.
Oh my
Ah,
God,
much
that was
better.
A waste. A whole ass waste.
Hey, you got 3 better.
Ten is in fact better than 7. At least you didn't roll lower like Suki did. Bajor just
Did
starts
you want to
writing the
use your
essay, it
student?
turns shit, and he's like, no, just starts completely over.
Did you want to use your student dice, Denver?
I have student dice?
From your Strixhaven star, you have an insight dice.
Oh, I
Might as
do.
well.
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, hold on. Before I do that and forget, how many do I have?
One.
One
for
each.
insight,
Oh,
one for
okay.
another one.
I don't know what the other one is. I'll just do...
One for investigation, one for insight for being a part of the Strixhaven star.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Then we will do...
It's just adding a 1d4.
Oh, my God.
Hey, better than it was before.
Now you get the same score as Suki. Well, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Twinsies.
Literally.
Well, fraternal, but yeah. So what I'm learning here is that Nadalia is just much better at essays.
Yeah.
Mm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about all this multiple choice crap. Let me get some free space to write, and I got this.
That's all I needed.
Multiple choice, you don't really have an option for flair, but when you can free write, you can add some elegance to your eloquence.
Okay, now I will. As soon as you end the test and you turn it in, and you go back to your seat and wait for you like either confidently or anxiously await the end of the class. At the end of class, when you get up and leave the class, all of the pass, fail, and acing results are posted on the side of the wall.
Oh.
It's graded that fast?
It's a magic school.
Yeah, literally.
Better than fucking Scantrons.
Even the essay portion? Who's reading the essays that fast?
Magic.
Chronomancers!
Magic is.
If you think ChatGTP is advanced, oh boy.
It's funny you mentioned chronomancers because they were called chronomancers all the way up until 4th edition. Ever since 4th edition, they've started calling them chronergist, which drives me nuts.
Okay, you find that Pajora has aced the exam.
Oh.
Nerd.
Fucking nerd.
Suki wouldn't say it, but
Add to your slides, Voss, add to your slides that you now also have a student die for Arcana and Insight.
Where do I put that?
Put in the same in the third slide below the other ones where where your club is listed and stuff.
Oh.
Don't put a club name, but it's asked for like student dice 2, and then you put like the common thing I did before. I did up there, on the right, and then so you have one for Arcana and Insight.
Wait, the third slide?
Probably
1,
the
2,
second
3
slide.
relations.
Fourth slide.
Sorry, whichever. I think the fourth slide was like a report card thing. I
Yeah,
mixed
the report.
yeah, if the third dice relationship, then it's the other one where your job is, where it shows like the student dice what they're for. But then there should be like an empty row below that.
So like where you have dragon chess, I would just put it in the next column, like test dice or something.
Something like that. But yeah, it's for the Arcana Insight. The ones you got to use on this test, you have student dice, two student dice to use for those one of those two skills. Okay, and both of the snake twins passed.
Oh.
Neither aced,
Oh.
but you
Mm.
passed. Okay.
With the fact that we had the same second roll, yeah, I would have assumed that it would probably be about the same.
And the Owlin finds that she also gets student dice for Arcana and Insight. You aced as well.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel.
But since I already have 2 clubs, I don't have a space for that though.
You
or
can
do I
add a
have to
row in. You can add a row into the table. You can. You might need to like literally move the little words down and stuff. Shift it down a little bit, but it should be fine in the end.
What were the skills again?
Arcana and Insight. And for the record, it's for like the test dice. And so if you ended up making 2 different Arcana checks, you could use both of those dice up just on 2 different Arcana checks during the same day. It doesn't have to be just one for one and one for the other.
I forgot again already. So one more time.
Arcana, Insight. And so before anything, after you're done with your slides, before anything else happens, I want all of you to up the distance for your group bond from 10 feet to 30.
Ooh.
Great. Now
Still
we can
as
start
rank
running
1
late.
on the name.
Nope, rank 2.
Okay.
Neat.
You two good at that, Nadalia, Pajora?
Yep, I just updated mine.
Now you all hit level 2.
Woohoo!
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, you finally get spells!
Ooh. Happy with that one.
Can I ask you guys a crazy question while we're doing our levels?
Shoot.
When you're in the kitchen cooking and you have, like eggs, what do you do with your eggshells?
I throw them away.
Okay.
Depending on if the thing of eggs is still out, I either throw it in the trash or put it back into the thing.
If it's like the last of the eggs, like, oh, hey, I want to have some eggs for breakfast and there's only 3 left. Yeah, I'm going to throw the carton out with the eggshells. But if it's like, hey, I'm going to have 3 eggs, but it's from a full carton, I'm not going to put like 3 bits of cracked egg shell back in with the regular eggs.
So do you put it back in the
No, I throw away the
refrigerator
broken
too?
shells and then I put the
No, not
remainder.
you. Matt. Because Matt legit does it.
If I did put it in there and there's still a good amount of eggs left, then yes.
Do you put it back in the fridge?
You can tell the eggs are broken. It's not like you're gonna grab that and go, "Oh, this one's empty."
But why would you put them back in there?
Depending on the situation. If I'm like right there with the eggs and it's like, all right, I might as well just put it back in the fridge and not worry about it.
Then what would be a situation where you wouldn't do that?
If I already put the eggs back, then I would just throw them in the trash.
Well, why
In
not
my case, I crush them as much as possible and use them as fertilizer.
Okay.
That's
well,
an efficient method.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just I have an issue with people putting fucking cracked eggs shells in the fridge, and it's an abomination.
Yeah, Nadalia, I think you're averaging out your 5 health for that roll. It averages. I'm gonna average it out. So you're not getting +3 for health. You'd be getting +5 since you have a hit dice at 8. Yeah.
Oh, who's the tank?
Technically,
The person with
both
the
of you
highest,
can be,
the person with the highest hit die is you.
but the person with the
Mr.
highest
Ranger.
AC would normally be a
Yeah,
cleric,
but she
but
doesn't.
didn't take it,
Yeah,
so
but,
it's you
yeah.
still.
Crazy. Hey, I can cast spells.
What did I just say when I? Yeah, what? Were you not listening to me at all?
No.
She was
I
too
don't know,
worried
was
about
I?
eggs.
Screw you too.
Yeah, fuck the eggs. The eggs are worse.
I actually have a decent amount of health.
For a wizard.
I mean, yeah.
High five, we rolled the same
Let's be
number.
realistic here now. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, I did max my roll, so.
Yeah, that always helps.
And considering my Constitution modifier is tied for my highest stat, that gives me a 16 in health.
And that's not normal for an average wizard, from my experience. I only had it like 14 or 12 or some shit for con.
In my case, my stat, I have 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 10.
I know, I saw. I don't know why you have 315.
Because that's just how the Luxon and stuff broke down.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't just have 2 16s.
Because I didn't want to make any of my stats 8.
Nah. You could have minus the other 15 to like a 14 or something like that. Whatever.
What, you didn't want your strength to be an 8? I see how it is.
Why'd you
No,
average
because
health
I didn't
twice?
want.
Sarasha,
Huh?
you averaged health
Huh?
twice. You know you only went to level 2, right?
I
Yeah,
think she clicked the
I
button
know,
again,
and-
not realizing she already did it.
No, I canceled the leveling because I forgot something and I had to go back, and I'm about to do it again because
It does some weird things. Because it took my first roll and added my second roll to my health because it tried to give me too much health.
Yeah, that's why I don't use the rolling for health like that. I'm just manually editing after.
Yeah, I was about to say you can just edit it in.
I need to
Yeah,
do some
I
reading.
fixed it.
Go ahead, read.
There's a handful of ranger spells that could be handy.
No,
Yeah,
that's not what
they
I'm
are.
reading about.
Okay, read your fighting styles.
That's exactly why I keep going back and forth because I'm like, the fuck, I don't remember what I'm
I
wearing.
mean, if you wanted a couple of druid cantrips, you could go for the druidic warrior. You could. I mean, you would actually have cantrips at that point.
Oh, that's what I was looking at too. So I gotta read some more.
I mean,
you know?
archery would probably be the best for you since you do want to be an archer.
Depending on if you want to do tank stuff or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be versatile enough to be a tank, you might not. You might want the extra AC or some shit.
Don't worry.
We're just giving options.
I'm not worrying. I'm gonna be the one ending up partially killing you later. So of course I'm not gonna worry.
Oh, you're not gonna kill us again this time.
You sound
No.
confident.
No, you're not doing
There's
it.
nobody in your group with even a second win this time.
We'll do that one.
Okay, cantrips from a druid spell list. Firebolt is not one of them.
You're right, because
No,
that's not
produce
a
one.
druid one.
It's not a druid one. No, it's it's an arcane caster cantrip. Why'd you want firebolt?
I don't know. It's because it's cool.
I mean, if you wanted a druid attacker one, good damage, equal damage to that, it would be the primal savagery where you get like your nails or teeth really like savage and primal and feral and crap. If that's the idea that if anyone gets close to you, that you can hit them with acid damage, which is a less commonly resisted type than poison, cold, fire. It's one of the lesser ones.
makes sense with a snake too, because a sneaky snake.
Well, you already have poison spray, so I mean that's more akin to snake.
I mean, there's not very many snakes that can actually shoot out their venom.
Snake.
But it would make sense, yeah. You bare your fangs and like you have acid drip off your fangs and shit, and you bite someone with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could make a very good flamboyant man.
You have no idea. I have been tempted to run a very flamboyant character in a campaign, but I just have other ideas I'd rather run instead presently.
I guess the closest we've gotten with the groups we've had would be Zan, the one in Icewind Dale.
Yeah.
But that was the
Yeah.
wrong setting. It didn't work out.
Yeah, I couldn't be very flamboyant in that setting.
Because it was way too cold for you to try to seduce anyone. It didn't work out at all. It was a shame.
Trying to seduce someone in a park, it doesn't work that well.
Well, she got a little disheartened from it because it's like, hey, it's super cold, and it's like, don't worry, baby, I'll warm you up. Just go over here. No, but it was like there was never that angle tried to be played at whatsoever. And then we ended up taking like 3,000 weeks to reach one town or another because we had the scale slightly off.
Yeah, that was.
Then we collected like 9 owlbears.
The fucking eye
Gotta
keeps
catch 'em all.
twitching.
Exactly.
Well, for the record, I noticed that you just didn't have him make a roll when I saw the secret after the fact, and it was like you should have made him make a roll for that. In the end, you just made him like, oh, another owlbear. Okay, he's immediately your friend. Like, wait, what?
Okay, I
Oh,
did
by
it.
the way, guys, I made another owlbear friend. Let's go.
Kinda. What fighting style did you choose as a ranger?
Druidic warrior.
What cantrips?
Thorn whip and primal savagery.
You really want people close to you, damn. Apparently, fuck your bow.
No, I'm just saying, like, if somebody's up against the squishy spellcasters, you can move them 10 feet closer to you, away from the spellcasters.
That's if you're not already right next to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. They could be doing some crazy shit. They could be saying,
I have time between the next time we're going to play Strixhaven, so I will check on your character sheets on a day that's not today, and I will update your levelable items.
Ooh.
Neat.
So
I can get more spells.
So you're saying that with us leveling, that would be the end of the session?
Yeah. I mean, leveling up normally ends up being a good stopping point.
Yeah, I was just double checking.